All right, we are live, and I just need to tweet things out really quick. So today I feel like I was participating in life at like 130% capacity. And then as I was getting stuff ready for stream, it's just my brain just completely turned off. As I was turning on stream, I got a call from a friend who was like, just out of nowhere. He's like the worst at like starting conversations because he makes everything sound like it is the worst possible scenario ever. No matter what it's about. Like he could be like telling you like calling you like make plans for that day, something like that, and he'll make it sound like he's dying and he needs your help right this instant, like that kind of stuff. And he claims he doesn't mean to do it. So I get a call from him and I'm like, and he's like, hang on, wait right there. I need to put someone else in this call. Hang on, hold up really quick. And so I'm like sitting there freaking out because he sounds like just exasperated, scared, all over the place. And then he comes back on and he just wanted to talk about Latinas, and no further context is being given ever for that conversation. But that was it. And so I'm sitting there like freaking out because I like just sit there in silence for a few minutes thinking like, oh my gosh, do I need to like leave? Like, because this is the person who just had a child recently. So I was like, oh my gosh, like, do I need to like go to like the hospital like really quick? Like, do they need help with something? Like, what horrible thing happened? And it was just completely nothing. So that threw me off. And then as I was getting stuff ready for the stream, I clicked to start streaming before I realized, oh my gosh, wait, I haven't changed anything for Undertale or anything. So I was like, I did not have anything ready for TwoFold today. And so I was like all over the place, like scrambling to like turn it off and like get like everything set back up. And I just went from like 130%. I feel like I'm functioning at like 15% right now. I completely fumbled. Women Wednesday, yeah, how's it going? Tracy, how's your Women Wednesday going? Mine's going... Wait, hang on a scale of 1 to 10, how's yours going? I think right now I'm at like a 5 out of 10. I think by the end of this it'll be like around a 7 or an 8 because I just love TwoFold and streamed and everything. But right now it's just like a 5 out of 10. It's been a very normal day. My Achilles have been killing me, but that hasn't stopped me from like walking my dog or anything like that. I'm still trying to do stuff, you know what I mean? But yeah, no, just a very average day. So yeah, I was just scrambling to get everything ready for this, and I was like, oh no, I can't. This is why I don't make schedules. Because I'd feel so bad if I put out a schedule that was like, hey, be here by 8 p.m, yada yada, and then I end up showing up like almost a half hour late. That would just make me feel awful. I think 7 so far. Day's been uneventful, but my afternoon class got canceled. That's why it's like, I think it depends. When it's like very like occasional, it feels so nice to have like a class get canceled, just because it's like, oh, it's just like a little break for the day. Until you like think about it and it's like, well, but I am paying a lot of money to be here, so I think I would like to you know, like be in class and stuff like that. That's how I always feel about it. Like, again, it's nice on occasion, but like I definitely had a professor or two when I was still in college who would call out, safe search. Why? I'm trying to just look at Twitch. Also, I walked 10 kilometers in a row yesterday because I wanted to save 40 cents on bus fare. Oh, a college semester here is 150 USD. That's... First of all, saving 40 cents on the bus fare, that's absolutely based. I do the same thing. Thankfully, like, when I was actually in college, like a bus pass just kind of comes with tuition and everything. But before that, I was like, yeah, sure. Is the bus, like, is it like a 2-mile walk to get from the bus station to the campus? Yes, but I'm not paying that, so I'm gonna walk. Wait, overshot between 100 and 110? God, listen, mine was like on the cheaper side of colleges, and it was still around 3,000 USD. So, yeah. Let me just say, when because I made, well, to be fair, this is God's fault, not mine. But I made the horrible mistake of going to college right before the pandemic started, and then that ruined everything. And then I made the horrible mistake of trying to go the next semester doing a bunch of online classes and everything like that, that apparently nobody was ready for. And it was just the worst thing ever. So it just ended up with me like wasting around $6,000 between 2 different semesters. And so I was like, I haven't learned anything in either of these semesters. everything I have been quote-unquote like taught, I've already known. I think, ew, I need to mute that so I can get the links and everything. So I think I might just be good. Wait, hang on. Oh, hey, Reaper Dash, what's going on? I didn't notice you there. I was pulling stuff up. What's that? For real, I hate those people. Just realized your description says you're a Reaper. Should I be concerned? I just jump on the bus instead. They don't notice somehow. See, I'm like scared. I'm scared that they would... Also, sorry, yeah, again, sorry it took so long to notice you, Reaper. I was just pulling stuff up and didn't have YouTube chat pulled up. But, like, I get scared of, like, the idea of... Because sometimes, like, the bus drivers will be like, double check everyone who gets on, and it's just... The idea of not paying and then getting called out by a bus driver, like, too much anxiety. It scares me too much to do it. Same thing with, like, train tickets. Like, the security on the trains, only check, like, you know, every couple of people, essentially. Like, they're not, like, too strict about it. But it's the idea of, like, them causing a scene and telling me, like, hey, you gotta get off, or whatever they would do. I've never seen anyone have to get kicked off, but, like, I didn't want to be the first person. Also, another reason why my brain's all over the place is because it's the same terrible mistake. As I'm pulling up Twitter and Blue Sky to, like, tweet out that we're live and everything, I just get stuck. I just get stuck looking at, all the memes and all the art, because, like, I am never on social media anymore. I want to be. I want to, like, start posting more, like, whether it be, like, art or just thoughts that I have, like, that kind of stuff, or just pictures that I take. I want to be on, like, the social medias more just because I think it's fun, especially over on Blue Sky, where things just feel so much nicer, you know? Things just feel so nice over there. Fair enough. Who said I was jumping inside the bus? Oh, you were jumping on top of the bus. That's definitely a way to do it. I saw a movie clip recently of a guy who... It's the guy who plays Shaun in Shaun of the Dead and, like, Hot Fuzz, all that kind of stuff. And in the movie, he had the power to, like, make any wish he wanted just by waving his hand. And it was a very, like, Genie's thing of, like, if you aren't very specific, like, the worst case scenario will happen, like, very monkey's paw. And he kind of did it like you, where, like, it maybe instead of, like, being on top of the bus, you rode inside of the bus, because he wishes, like, to be on the bus, and it just teleports him into the engine. That's immediately where my little brain went to as you said that. But yeah, no, whenever I get onto Blue Sky, like, I opened up Twitter to get ready to just, like, tweet everything out, and I, like, just ended up scrolling for a few minutes, and then I was like, that was nice. And then I went over to Blue Sky to open it up to do the same thing, and then I just started scrolling for a few minutes, and I was like, that's nice. Because I'm never on them, so, like, these times where I'm tweeting it out are, like, the only times I'm there, and it feels like I'm getting hit with, like, that dopamine. It's like an addiction that I'm trying to fight off, but, like, whenever I get up on here, it's, like, tempting me. We don't have trains over here, so I've only been on one once, and my friend told me not to buy tickets. I was so scared the entire trip because we had to change wagons to avoid the check person. See, and it's, like, stuff, it would be, like, that idea of, like, having to worry about, like, avoiding them, and then I know as soon as I'm sitting there, like, thinking, about, like, not being noticed, that would, like, give me away instantly. So I was like, no, I think I'm either just gonna walk or I'm just gonna have to pay. And granted, again, once I actually started the semester, it gets, like, paid for there. Like, again, like, the tuitions are, like, $3,000, but at least they cover the few dollars for the train and the bus rides every few days. It was totally worth it. I'm just still tweeting things out and stuff like that. It's uno momento, por favor. Alright, there we go. Post. Alright. We should be good. I'm just going to copy that over and send it right along to... Wait, why is this link being shorted? Whatever. It's fine. I bought, like, 2 things and had to call it... Wait, hang on. In all fairness, I was going to Anime Expo in 2022, and our budget was $300 USD, lol. I bought, like, 2 things. Dude, that's, like, the tragic thing. Like, I've been to Comic-Con, I think, 4 times, and every time I go, I'm like, oh, dude, I've saved up so much money. Like, I've, like, been, like, really budgeting a lot. Like, I haven't been, like, buying anything outside of absolute necessities for the past, like, 6-7 months, and then as soon as it, like, comes time... Alright, there we go. We're all good over on all the socials and all the things. Yada yada. What is this game? Oh, this is called TwoFold. It is an amazing visual novel made by Studio Lawn, who I'm like part of a group with called the Bellflowers, and it's basically just like, you know, we enjoy the games, we play them a lot, and so it's hard. How do I explain it? I don't know. Basically, yeah, no, we're just a bunch of passionate fans who enjoy the game. So they're like, hey, wanna do stuff with us? And I said, yeah. And so I just keep playing the games because I love them. But yeah, no, it's just a visual novel. We're playing as Olive, someone who's like showing a lot in college, and we joined the writing club, and now we're helping someone through a lot of their family strife. So. No, oh yeah. Not made by Studio Line, just published. It's the Bell House title. Yeah. Sorry, that is a good clarification. This wasn't made by Studio Line. It was just published by them in the Bell House. Exactly. Thank you for the correction, Tracy. I need to get that stuff correct. Womp womp. But yeah, no, they just make a lot of amazing visual novels. So if you're ever in the mood for any of those, or if you like them at all, I would absolutely recommend checking them out. What's the studio that actually made this with Caps and Theo? It's called like Salty. I need to double check that. I should be in the extras. Or not. That's, you know what, that's fair enough. Oh, I actually haven't. Wait, can we just play anything on here? Oh, we can. Okay, let's go. Salty Studios. Yes, look at me. See, I know things. But yeah, and they made another one that was a prequel to this called First. No, I don't want to quit the game. I didn't mean to click that. And that was equally amazing. Although, obviously, I think I prefer this one a lot more just because, like, we've had a lot more time with it. It's in the Steam page, Lamau. Well, listen, I'm not on the Steam page, so... I've only seen one VN. Ooh, what's your one VN experience? I feel like a lot of people who only have, like, one VN experience, I'm going to guess... Danganronpa. Either that or Doki Doki Literature Club. I feel like those are like the two most popular visual novels that just have like just wide like I don't know what it is specifically about Danganronpa. I feel like that one shouldn't have like wide like mass media appeal to it, but I feel like a lot of people play it for like meme reasons. And yeah, I never think of Ace Attorney as a visual novel, but it absolutely is. So I definitely put it in that category as well. Oh, then 2, because you named both of them. Wait, was it Danganronpa and Doki Doki? Because if so, look at us go. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, and those are like also on the list to get to eventually. Same thing with Ace Attorney, just because sadly, there are only so many things made by Studio Lawn and published by them. So, well, we'll run out of these games eventually, so I need other visual novels. Stop making me change how many I've seen. 3? Have we named all 3 of the ones that you've played? If so, that's incredible. It depends, though. Have you played Your Turn to Die? That sounds so familiar. Is that the one where you play, like, the wolf game? In like a... Oh no, I have not seen this at all. Whoa. This looks so cool. Your Turn to Die, a death game by majority known as... Hang on. I'm reading things. Okay, this overview is not helping at all. Tracy, what's it about? Oh no, never played a single one, just seen. No, that's fair. But yeah, no, if you ever want to play any, like, I would absolutely recommend, again, any made by Studio Lawn or any that they've published, because they only work with, like, amazing people. So everything that they put out is incredible. It's like a love child between Danganronpa and Zero Escape made by a single person. Hang on, what's Zero Escape? Zero Escape. Oh wait, why does this one look so... I don't think I've played this one before, but like the main character specifically, or at least do I assume this is the main character with like the vest on, looks super duper familiar. But hey, listen, I don't you know, I'm sure if I knew Zero Escape it'd like work a lot better, since it does sound like it's a death game, which is essentially what Danganronpa is. Hang on, I'm just sending out a quick little message really quick. Alright, there we go. I'm gonna take a quick drink of water, and then we're probably just gonna jump into it. Just because last time, especially for Reaper, who does not have the context of the past 4 episodes, we're currently dealing with a lot of family drama right now. Millie, one of the main characters, just kind of stormed out of her house after a very intense scene. I guess like to try and give like a quick little rundown. Again, we're doing like the Millie route, which is a part of the writing club, and along that route, we've learned that Millie's mom passed away some time ago, and her dad is engaged to another character's mom, and that's causing a lot of conflict in the family right now. So that's like, I feel like that's like a good gist. Oh no, don't tell me it's funnier when you want to figure it out. To be fair, I didn't tell you too much. We've also learned that Haley is based and awesome. Yes, Haley is based and awesome. That's why, like, listen, in the Twitch notification, I had to include the Haley part. I was like, listen, if I'm going to be including characters in these notifications, I can't leave out Haley. She's the best one. And I'll still fight every day for a Haley route to be added eventually. But part of me feels like we'll never get it, even though I want it. I'm not going to lie. I also, like, I'm so glad that I have the Haley acrylic, just because, while I was spelling her name, I was like, dude, there's like 1,000 ways to spell Haley. I'm so glad that it just has her name on it. Otherwise, that would have been awkward if I spelt it wrong. But yeah, with that being said, let's just go ahead and get on into it. Bright lights on my closed eyes are enough to shock me awake from my sleep at the table. Groggily, I rub my eyes and attempt to shield them from the brightness, my neck so stiff from the awkward pose that I can barely bend it. What time is it? Mike, who seemed to have forgotten I was sleeping here, meets my gaze and immediately apologizes under his breath. He goes back to whatever he was doing.
All good?
It's getting late.
His tone is enough to alert me. With a start, I stand up, glancing at the wall clock. It's nearly 2 a.m.
She's not back yet?
I was gonna go drive and see if I can find her. She left her phone here, so I can't call.
I don't register anything else once I hear that. Already dressed and ready to go, I go over to the front door and take my coat off the hook.
I'll go out and find her.
He looks me in the eyes for a while, the concern he showed for Millie being directed at me as well.
You think you know where she is?
I have a pretty good idea, yeah.
Let me guess, the train station? He pauses. Without further comment, he just nods, putting his keys back on the shelf.
Stay safe.
I will.
They are a gamer. They hate the light. You know, that's not technically untrue, so 2 a.m. in this bright. We'll see, no, now that we're outside, it's normal. It is crazy though, like when you're actually outside during the winter, even like in the middle of the night, it's so bright because of like how like the light's reflecting off of the snow and everything. Well, time to check this factor cab. Striding up the long road, it looks like I was right on the money. Millie stands on the bridge, arms on the railing, and a beer can in hand. Oh, this is a great combo. Sorrow and alcohol, the best combo. A few more sit in the bag beside her, a couple already empty. I make my way beside her and take a can for myself. There's a strange serenity to all this. As I sip the bitter beer, the moonlight's reflection almost seems to glow on the calm water surface. Aside from the rare passing car behind us, we're entirely alone out here.
Mind if I join you?
She gives a simple shrug. Millie looks completely burned out as she stares out over the snowy, slowly flowing river, barely having acknowledged my arrival. Her voice is quiet and husky when she speaks.
Dad doesn't like me drinking around him, and I really needed to get out of there.
She swirls the can around in her hand, almost empty.
Alone?
That was the whole point of all this. To me, it was. She barely gives me a glance, a jaded look that stops me right in my tracks from pushing more on the topic. Oh, I've never seen snow IRL. We don't get it over here. See, and where I live, it's like all the locals call the weather what's the thing? Oh my gosh. I'm blanking on the word. I feel like whenever I'm streaming, just like my vocabulary just flies right out of my ear. But it's very wishy-washy. Like some winters we get 0 snow, and then when it does snow, it like blizzards us, like to the point I had to cancel one of the streams one time because I got blizzarded into a place. And then the next day, like for the next couple of weeks, 0 snow, then another blizzard, then 0 snow, that kind of thing. Depression plus alcohol equals depression. You're not wrong over there. They tend to just feed into each other. They're kind of one and the same if you think about it. What's snow? It's kind of like when water gets really, 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 really cold, and then oh gosh, I was gonna try and like go into like the actual like science behind snow, and then I'm like, I don't think I know enough. I live like 10 minutes away from the coast, which means sea level, which in turn equals snow being impossible to happen. Yeah, it's kind of like if you're like I was gonna use like Florida, but it's just like any like coastal kind of like city or town where it's just like you don't get snow, and usually when you do, it's like a cataclysmic event. Like again, I think in California, it snowed there once over this past winter, and it was like not even an inch. And like they had to shut everything down basically because people don't know how to handle it. So the two of us stand in silence for a while as snow begins falling. Much as I'd like to comfort Millie, I don't know how to open the conversation. We both know the problem, or rather the many problems, that she has right now. Maybe just being around is enough. Both of us grew up with a single parent, but beyond that, our lives have gone in such different directions. Mine ended up so simple, pared back as much as it possibly could be. Just me and mom eking out a living. Every day I come back to an empty apartment. The more time I spend with Millie, the more complex I see her life has become, to the point where it's overwhelmed her. From her club disintegrating beneath her, to losing her mom, to the wedding and Caprice's reaction to it, the two losing the friendship they once had. I might want to help Millie untangle the vines constricting around her, but I don't know where to start. I'm not even sure if I can. The two of us drink alone together on the bridge between her old life and the new.
None of this is your fault.
She gives a cynical snort.
Talk to me. Please. I can't do much, but I can listen at least.
What do you want to hear, Olive? More riveting tales about my dead mom? How sorry I am for being a terrible daughter? Maybe you just want to know more about why that stupid club is crumbling beneath my feet. Or is this talk about how I wrapped you, the last person who gave me any sense of normalcy, into this big performative lie?
She turns to me, her voice rising, drops of beer flying out of the can. I stand there and take it, even as she gets angrier, and even as she begins to take it out on me.
Let's get it all out there! After all, everything is Millie's fault. She's the bad guy. Why can't she just accept things as they...
She catches herself, stopping to stare at me as I look back in stoic silence. The grit on her face is clear.
I'm sorry.
Millie cradles her head in her hands and leans back into the railing. It reminds me of a scared child hiding from a storm.
I'm so sorry. It's all just... It's so hard.
I know it is.
You must hate me now. Just like everyone else.
I don't.
You regret spending Christmas here at least.
I don't feel that way either.
Ooh.
I just want to listen, Millie.
Where do I even begin?
Caprice seems like a good start.
Millie's face sours. Wow, this is a happy home. Oh yeah, no, for sure. This is, again, I put in the tweet that I put out like, hey, listen, we're here for the happiest of times.
She's so... I don't understand why she...
Ever the writer, Millie edits herself in real time, searching for the right words.
She treats everything like some childish rivalry between us. I'm desperately trying to hold my life together, but does she care? It's honestly hard to tell, because it's always about Caprice, what Caprice wants. She pulls everyone around her into her orbit, whether they like it or not. So, I do my best with it. It doesn't matter how much bending or verbal acrobatics it takes, I will always try to solve things delicately. There she is, thrashing around like a bull in a china shop, undoing the peace and normalcy people build for themselves. Once she gets excited, it's as if people's feelings don't even matter. Join the art club! Who cares if there's already a perfectly good one? Let me use the booth for your club! Oh, what do you know? Looks like we're gonna be family!
She chucks her beer can off the bridge. It lands in the water with a subdued and muted plop. Her breathing is heavy as she glares into the foggy distance.
Do you hate her?
I love her!
She looks back to me. Tears begin streaming down her face.
I love Caprice. I always have. She's my sister.
Millie throws herself into me, clutching me as tight as she can. Her sobbing is loud and painful, echoing down the bridge.
I hate this. Why can't everything go back to the way it was? I don't need our parents to be married for us to be family. I don't want a replacement for what I've lost.
Oh, that, like, I felt like my heart twist when she said, like, that last line, I don't want a replacement for what I've lost. Ow. Ow. I'm getting teary-eyed already. This is going to be one of the streams of all time. No, for sure. I'm definitely also not feeling the tears starting to build up in my eyes already. Second person YouTube chat, probably. Listen, you had to be second for once. You can't be first every time. Also, wow, Millie, you're overreacting. If you're depressed, just be happy. So true, Reaper. That's what all my therapists have ever told me, is just be happier. Yeah, just hope you don't get rejected for art school. Those types of people usually end up being crazy. Fair, fair. That is a crazy reference, but yeah.
Why won't they understand that?
As awful as I feel, I remain silent. So many words came to mind. Also, hey, Seal, how's it going? Sorry, we're all being a little wrapped up being sad tonight, but how's your night going? Hopefully a little bit happier than what's going on here, so... So many words come to mind. Condolences, assurances, all of them feel unnatural and forced, and so none of them fill the air. I wish so badly I could give Millie the peace she deserves and happiness to pursue it. But the stark truth that I'm forced to face as my coat dampens with her tears is that I can't. There's nothing I can offer, only useless platitudes. I'm unequipped. I'm out of my depth. So with the absence of my answers, I return the hug and hold her tight until eventually, mercifully, the trembling stops. I might not be able to fix everything, but I still want to help. I just want her to be happy, no matter what it takes.
Hey, Millie? Let's head home early tomorrow.
She shakes her head, still wrapped in my arms.
I don't feel like I have a home to go to anymore.
Oh, stop. That was another one. My heart was already twisted, and that just twisted it even more. That caused, like, real pain in my chest. I lost my heart long ago. Oh, that's so sad. I'm sorry. I hope you can get that back one day, Reaper. Studio Lawn once told me, please be happy. At least they're honest about it, though. If you look on, like, the PS4, PS5, like, the PS Store page for Please Be Happy, it does say it's gonna make you cry, so... Yeah, that's... They're honest about what they do to you.
You can stay with me if you want. For as long as you need.
I think I love you, Olive.
Words we've said to each other before, in front of others to keep up our convenient lie. Now, though, with no one to hear them but me, they sound totally different. My heart feels full to the brim and broken in two. I find it hard to piece together the right response, or if there's even a right thing to say at all in this moment. Eventually, however, 6 words come to me.
I think I love you too.
Fuh, dude. Fuh. What type of love? You know, I don't know. I don't know how to respond to that. Just like just a genuine kind. Especially since, like, it's just coming out in like their moments of vulnerability, when they like really need each other, that kind of thing. That was awesome. If it wasn't because my dogs were being so loud, I would 100% be crying already. And cute. That was so cute. That unironically might be one of my favorite like love confessions ever, but I'm also like still sitting here like my chest is still in pain, so I couldn't react properly to how cute that was because I'm just still sitting here like sad. Those two lines, I don't like what she said about the replacement and not having a home to go to, like that hurts a lot. So like like I couldn't like emotionally cope with how cute like of the love confession that was. When we told Mike we were leaving early, he didn't question it or protest. I wonder if Millie would have felt better if he did. I've seen cuter? How dare? How dare? Prove it. Post the picture. It didn't happen. The fine line between wanting your space and hoping your loved ones reach out for you is delicate, and it's one Millie has struggled to walk for a long, long time. Yeah, this right here is, especially in this past year with like all the injuries and like recovery that I've needed to do, that is a very, very hard line to walk. My apartment is scarce. The heating is faulty at the best of times. It's loud during the night with the roads below ever active. But it's all I can offer her and the best she's got. Shivering from the cold morning air, I opened the door to our home. I didn't even... Also, the chapter card was very adorable. I loved it. Like, Jeff the Land Shark. Okay, well, but, like, that's a cuter guy. I agree. Adorbs. But, like, has Jeff confessed love to anyone? I granted, if that happened, that would actually be, like, the cutest thing ever, so... Wow. The small welcome is enough to make me jump and instinctively hide my free hand poorly behind my back. Before her luggage she had originally taken for the trip, and any of her own personal items she wanted to bring from her house, she had asked about Mr. Mo. I'm so glad that Mr. Mo is here. I'm so glad that we brought the cat. My apartment allows small pets, and that was all she needed to hear before retrieving his carrier. That being said, I'm not sure if the word small best describes him. His friendly headbutt managing to push me back a step. What do you mean? He's not that big. Sure, is he a cat that probably weighs upwards of 40 pounds? Yes. But he's just a healthy weight. Chonker, he's just a healthy weight. How dare you? Besides, he's on a diet, okay? It's on a diet. I'm really late, but I'm doing well. What about you? That's a complicated question. Because I was like, 5 out of 10. And I was like, knew I'd be getting like a bit like feeling better going into this, but that scene, like again, like those couple lines hit me, and I'm like so emotionally invested in this that like Millie feeling sad's making me sad. So I'm like, I'll just reply with a nod. Big the cat like Sonic. Honestly, Mr. Mo's probably not far off in weight or stature or aura. They have the same kind of aura. Chonker, affectionate. Okay, as long as you put the affectionate in there. Character, yeah, they're kind of the same. They fulfill the same role. Another sound of an opening door, followed by the dragging of feet. Within seconds, Millie emerges from the hallway. She wipes some sleep from her eye, woken up by the commotion.
Good morning. You were out early.
Yeah. I was hoping to get back before you woke up.
Foiled by Mo.
Seems so.
Thanks for the commentary. She meets my drooping expression with a giggle.
If it's any consolation, I'd much rather still be sleeping. I take no joy in your defeat.
She punctuates her declaration with a very loud, very long yawn. When her hand comes down from her mouth and her eyes open, I notice them slowly drag downwards, settling on the modest bouquet hidden hastily behind my back. Oh my gosh, adorable. My eyes follow hers, choosing to stare at the bundle of flowers rather than dare to make eye contact as I stammer the words out.
I figured, well, if we're gonna do this for real, we should get our story straight.
I've been rehearsing this in my head since the idea came to me yesterday afternoon, and I still can't believe I'm going through with it.
So...
Wait. Wait, what's going on? What's going on? With a deep breath, I pull my arm out from behind me and shove it directly to my front as fast as I'm able. It's not an extravagant arrangement, but I tried my best to pick out something she'd like given what was available. I still can't bring myself to meet her eyes, choosing instead to train my gaze to the floor as I deliver my ramblings.
I think I love you, Millie. I don't want things to end after a semester together. Would you like to go out sometime?
Oh, this is incredible. Yes, yes. That's so cute. Straight? Sure. What Tracy, what do you mean by that? What are you trying to imply? I keep my eyes firmly trained anywhere but her as I wait for her response. I don't know what I'm expecting. We had decided to make things legitimate out on the bridge and confirm things the morning after, but I still find my heart beating out of my chest regardless. Oh, let's get our story straight. Okay. That's what you meant. That makes so much sense. Cars rev when you scratch behind their ears. Yeah, do they? I can believe that. I wait for an answer, but nothing ever comes. Did she not get what I'm trying to do? Am I just being dumb? Wouldn't be the first time, I guess. Ugh, how was I a smoother in a fake relationship then? They're so dorky, I love them. No, they're so cute. They're so cute. My mind goes blank as her hand envelops mine. My eyes finally shoot up and meet hers again. I'm met with a heavy blush mirroring mine, I'm sure, and a large, warm smile that I feel like I haven't seen from her in forever.
I'd love to.
I don't have a response past loosening my grip on the poor flowers, or relinquishing them to their new owner. Only after they're out of my hands do I notice small imperfections from afar, a slight wilt on a single petal, an unpleasant trim where a flower meets its stem. Nevertheless, Millie gazes to them fondly, slowly, admiring them.
Guess that's that then.
What can I say? You won me over.
Even as she speaks, she never looks up to face me directly, still enamored by her gift.
That story of yours was something else, you know. That last chapter was a real tearjerker.
Yeah, I agree. The last chapter was. She cradles the bouquet in her arm, allowing her to easily remove a lone flower, a faded pink rose. With all of the care and tenderness that I lacked when shoving the flowers in her face, she gently presents it to me.
I'm really looking forward to see where you take it next.
I take the flower from her, our eyes finally meeting after a morning of active avoidance.
I'm not much of a writer, but I'll try not to disappoint.
My writing class is over. Done. With any luck, I'll never have to step inside that room again. Even after my passing grade, I still never felt confident in my ability to put words to paper. Not really. For the first time, though, I find myself excited to start on this story. How could I not be with a co-author like her? That's the cutest line ever. Oh my gosh, stop. This is such, you know, I do love the drama. I do love the heavy emotions. I love the switch up to just being cute. I'm so down with that. The last days of sunlight are just barely peeking in from the window, the cold writing club room struggling to warm up again after the winter break. After moving out and finally getting some space to breathe from all the pressure in her life, I thought the last thing Millie would want to do would be to start up the writing club again. Oh, the disasters. Oh no. At least there's a chance that Heather isn't in it this time. They're just wiping our tears. Exactly. They're like, hey, last chapter kind of hit you guys a little too hard. Let's make it a little easier for the next little while. That way they can ease us back in to being sad again later. Hooray. Yet here we are, sticking to the same schedule she made before the break started. She sent out a message yesterday to the group, to mixed reception, obviously. Heather was the first to reply, sending out a sarcastic, yay. Darren never responded. Oh. And Tanya sent in almost too many happy face emotes.
New year, new club, huh?
At least Tanya's trying. I do respect that.
I hope so.
Yeah, me too.
I meant it to sound optimistic, but nothing about Millie's smile seems hopeful.
Hey, come on. Don't disappear into your head. It'll be fine. Millie?
Sorry, I know you're trying to help. I don't want to get my hopes up. Not that I'm trying to be all doom and gloom, but I'm a little tired of trying to make it perfect just in case it'll resonate this time. Whatever will happen, will happen. I'm just going to enjoy it. That'll have to be enough.
Tanya was like Yuri. You know, valid reaction, though. Valid reaction. Writing with a depressed person, what can go wrong? Listen, as sad as it is to say, most people say the best art comes from sadness. So, you know, it did hit harder than Zeus is with any girl. Oh, well, yeah. I do love that the public's reaction to Zeus has finally been coming around from the Hercules. Wow, look at what a great dad in person Zeus is to, oh my gosh, Zeus is kind of just an absolute monster in every story he's a part of. I do love that the perception of him has finally changed. Millie gives me a reassuring look. No fake smile or measured body language in sight. She takes a sip of coffee and gets back to tidying up the room. I can't think of a single thing that could be fun about leading this writing club. On the other hand, there must be something besides pride keeping Millie here. I mull it over a bit, deciding not to press. Whatever it is, I'll find out soon enough.
Thank you, 3, for making it. I know it's been a while, so how about we start with a simple warm-up exercise?
Wait, hang on. Heather came, but Darren... Like, I know that Darren didn't respond, but at the same time, Darren seems like the type of person to just not really be that responsive in group chats in general. I thought he'd show up. I didn't expect Heather to be here over him. Okay.
Ugh. I barely even like stretching. Can't we do one of those word games?
Yeah, Millie, I think this club is at its best when you act like a preschool teacher. How about we practice phonetics?
Do you ever shut your...
Please, Tanya, don't start another fight. Don't start another fight.
Cut it out or leave. We're not doing this today.
Oh, I'm so proud of Millie. Oh my gosh. I already hate Heather if she's the orange head. Yeah, Heather is the orange head. You are in fact correct. And yeah, no, that is the appropriate response to Heather, for sure. Heather wouldn't pass an opportunity to make fun of Millie. True. And you know what? Again, that's why we hate her, but also love her, because I do love the mean girl archetype. Pop off, queen? No, for real. Put them in their place. Millie closes the book she was reading from, giving both Tanya and Heather a firm glare. Tanya sighs and mutters an apology. Shifting to sit into a slightly more attentive posture, Heather scoffs loudly.
Leave? And what? You'll stand here talking to an empty room?
How dare. Olive and Tanya would still be here.
I just want one meeting where we can try to be adults who share a common love for the craft.
My heart's bleeding. Really?
I'm not fighting with you, Heather.
No, but I think Heather's fighting with you.
We can just move on to that exercise.
Oh, you're still here. Failing another class?
Okay, Heather, you can...
Leave? Again with that? Then what? You'll kick out Tanya for not respecting the art enough? You're acting real high and mighty today. Darren's already bailed. You don't have anyone left to try and impress.
She says his name with extra vitriol. Something about Darren not being here seems to have sparked an additional ire in Heather, as she harshly tilts her head to the empty seat in the room. Still, she stands and takes the pen out of Millie's hand with one motion. With a flourish, she writes her name on the club attendance sheet on the podium. Heather slams the door behind her on her way out, leaving Millie, Tanya, and I in a wake of tense silence. What a lovely person. We stan Heather here for sure. Yes, Heather, I talk to myself in an empty room all the time. Why are Heathers always bullies in media? I don't know. It's so prominent that they even had to make a play all about just Heathers being the worst people. I don't I don't fully understand it, but you know what? It's not something I'm opposed to, especially since Heather's the musical slaps, and as much as Heather sucks, she's a lot of fun. So the rest of the club went by a little smoother, but Tanya was obviously out of it. Millie sprung back surprisingly quickly after Heather's exit, shifting into a couple short writing exercises before doing a group prompt. The three of us took turns developing a story one paragraph at a time. Wait, that sounds like a ton of fun. That's sort of like a frantic fan fiction, which that was a ton of fun to do too. So yeah, you know what? It is a good time. Mostly, Millie wrote her paragraphs, and while I struggled to do a few lines, Tanya basically gave up after one sentence. Right at the end of the session, Darren texted in several times, apologizing for missing the meeting after a nap gone wrong. On our way out, Tanya invited Millie and I out to a bar. Millie declined, so here we are instead, at my apartment, home.
That's what I said! Can you even believe it?
How dare you not show us Mr. Mo's portrait? I want to see the boy. I want to see the king. Mr. Mo purrs pleasantly, sprawling out into Millie's lap and pushing his head into her hand with every pet.
That was...
Bad. Yeah.
She shrugs.
Are you doing okay?
Stop. She thinks over the question in her head a few times, then she rests her head against mine, nuzzling slightly. Her hair is soft and fluffy, smelling of coconut shampoo. YouTube, wait, hang on. YouTube is mean and didn't let me tell Heather to redact. Well, you know, we can't be saying anything too bad here. We can't say anything too bad. I was actually in a writing club back in high school. We got together once a week, spent 2.5 of the 3 hours we had playing Smash, and then rushed something the last 30 minutes, Lamau. You know, as long as it's Smash Bros. I think if it was any other game, I'd be like, no, you're there to write. That's what you guys should be doing. Come on. Especially because, like, I don't think any like of the schools I've gone to have like had like writing clubs or anything like that, or like any club, like even in college, like the clubs we had were like, hey, we'll meet like once every like 2 months. So we'll have like 2 meetings a semester essentially, you know. But like, you know, as long as you were playing Smash, you were playing a Pika game, so that's completely fine.
Yeah, actually. I am. It's good to be home.
Her voice melts there as Mr. Mo gives a big yawn and stretches so wide he ends up halfway on her lap and mine. When we left the writing club, she didn't bother writing down a date for the next meeting. A first. Instead, we spoke about other things. What to do for lunch, how we'll need to buy paper towels, even just the weather. I settle in closer to Millie and run my hand over Mr. Mo's back, shedding his white fur all over the couch.
Thanks, by the way.
For what?
For bringing the coffee. And even if the meeting itself wasn't great, I still...
She pauses and shakes her hand. Peekaboo. Hey, Flowey. How's it going? Don't worry, we can be friends here. We don't have to be enemies. We're not playing Undertale tonight, so there doesn't need to be anything. What is this ugly relationship? Okay, so you're just here to be a hater. Not only of me trying to escape and get back to like the human world or anything, just in general. Okay, valid. So I was gonna ask on a scale of 1 to 10 how your day's been, but I'm gonna guess pretty bad, pretty terrible.
I just mean thank you for always doing your best alongside me, too.
If we weren't dating, I'd probably be able to come up with a better response, to improvise whatever would make a good story, to give a reply, to further our arcs. I'm not actually good at any of that. The thought of sharing how happy she makes me, how she gave me the strength, how comfortable this all is sitting together, it melds together in a tangled mess of new emotions that I don't have words for yet. Yeah, that's my whole thing. You know what? Fair 7? All right, that's not too bad. That's like a pretty decent day. All right, I respect that, Flowey. Good on ya. One of the members, the best player among us by a landslide, once told me, "You're the first person I've ever met who keeps running away even when the timer hits 5." The confidence just seeping off of you is palpable from here. I was bad at Smash 4. Hey, at least you did what you needed to stay in it, even if that's running away, so I can respect the hustle. I won't immediately kill anyone this time. You know, I do appreciate that. I do appreciate that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think Olive or Millie could take you in a fight, so I think you could do it if you so chose to.
I love you, Millie.
I love you too, Olive.
And yeah, geez, Fly, what a disgusting, terrible relationship this is. Two people who love each other and care about each other a lot. Ew. Haley would take Flowey in a fight and kill him until he dies. Oh no, for sure. If Haley was here, Flowey, I'm sorry, you wouldn't stand a chance against Haley. Olive and Millie you can take, probably no issue. Haley would floor you. It wouldn't even be a fight at that point. She would just be pulling out the weeds at that point. Winter's bite is particularly vicious today. The heater in my apartment not doing much to combat it. I'm having trouble even turning on. It was a struggle to get out from under the covers in the morning, and, well, that's about as far as I've gotten so far. It's telling how eager Millie was to head out on her errands run for the day, despite how early it is. I love them. Who? Don't worry, I'm sure you'll see her today. I'm sure you'll see her. And listen, even as big of a hater as you'll have to admit once you meet her that she would destroy you. So it's just valid. As Theo has put it, Haley is a capital G gamer. Exactly. She's based, she is the best of us, and she could handle it. The rest of my morning has consisted mainly of sitting on my couch with static from the TV in the background. Arms crossed, fully bundled up in my coat and scarf. I keep telling myself at this point I should just go out and do something, but I'm terrified of opening the door and it somehow being worse than this. You know, that's kind of how I am right now. I'm just wrapped up and bundled up, as you guys can see, because the way my house is very, very, very old. So basically, whatever temperature it is outside is what temperature it is inside, unless we turn on the heater, which doesn't work. It doesn't work very well. Love. Wait, hang on. Love, not love, by the way. See, so you do have good taste. You do love them. Your house reeks of ancients. No, for real. Listen. This house was built way, way before my own birth. So it is, as ancient as I am, this house is even more ancient. So I love Static on TV. It's my favorite channel. Yeah, no, for real. I was just sitting there like, that's definitely a way to, put it. Because I also do just love to sit and listen to Static. It doesn't annoy or give me a headache at all. Also, YouTube chat, please no Undertale spoilers on the TwoFold stream, lol. Wait, was there an Undertale spoiler in there? Flowey, come on. And if not, then, you know, I still appreciate the warning, though. I still appreciate the warning. I keep checking my phone for anything from Millie to see if she'll be coming back soon, to no avail. Freezing cold aside, I'm hopeful getting out and about will help her at least a little. Oh, I think he means love, aka level. Oh, okay. Just thought I'd warn just in case, which, you know, if that is the warning, then I do appreciate it. Also, I do apologize on the YouTube side of things. Apparently the bitrate over there is tanking for you guys. I do apologize. If anything happens or if it gets too bad, I can drop the Twitch link and you guys could come over there, because I'm not getting the same warning over on Twitch, but we're definitely getting it on YouTube, so I do apologize for that. But anyway, freezing cold aside, I'm hopeful getting out and about will help her at least a little. As I continue to debate with myself what my next move should be, it's decided for me by a handful of sharp knocks on the door. That's definitely not Mom or Millie, and I can't imagine who else it could possibly be. It takes a minute, but I eventually work up the willpower to open the door and face the cold. It barely needs a crack open before the person on the other side makes themselves known.
Yo, happy holidays! Oh shoot, were you heading out?
She was definitely near the bottom of the list of people I expected to come barging in. I shake my head, digging myself a little deeper into my scarf in the process. No need to feel sorry, who is it? So this is Tanya. You don't need a... You know, I think Tanya could take you. I think Tanya could also take you, I'm not gonna lie. It would be like a much closer fight, but I think they could. I like that. That's actually her. So just hate everything else. How dare? Tanya is awesome. Oops, it's a she. Yeah, she's a she. Tanya would 100% try. Yeah, even if it is a losing fight, She would, in fact, try her hardest to take you down. And you know, for that, I respect her. Resolution is a coin toss. Yeah, I think it's a pretty 50-50 fight. And that has nothing to, like, that's not me trying to put you down, Flowey. I just think that that's kind of scrappy, you know?
Just freezing to death. Hey, don't take this the wrong way, but how'd you get this address?
You know, just asked Millie about it yesterday. Told her I wanted to drop off a late Christmas gift.
She shoves herself in. Normally I protest, but I'm just happy to be able to close the door and keep more of the cold out.
Oh, just so I'm not a liar.
She digs into her pockets a bit. Is she just gonna give me like a dollar bill or something? Eventually managing to fish out a crumpled dollar bill and 2 cough drops, which she offers me. You know, I respect it.
Aw, you shouldn't have.
The best Christmas present ever, truly.
Don't spend it all in one place.
Sure. So, I'm assuming you didn't show up just to clean out your pockets?
Yeah, I'm getting to that.
She eventually finds her seat, choosing to lean against the armrest of the couch as she faces me. Guess I'm stuck standing for the next little while.
Club meeting was even more dour than usual.
Sure was.
I wanted to get the rundown about how the holidays went from you, since Millie's clammed up about it. I know you were there, as was the runt. You didn't snitch on me, did you?
You know, in all, I'm shocked you called it. Listen, to be fair, there's a very limited amount of things she could have had in her pocket to give us at the time. So like, outside of like a dollar bill, like I didn't see the cough drops coming at all. So as Undyne would put it, she's so darn resilient. No, for sure. Money is a lot. Yeah, a singular dollar. Yeah, would you want more than just a dollar? Oh, just ask Millie, man. I liked my idea of how she found the address. I mean, listen, you gotta do what you gotta do. It's the easiest way to do it for sure. So, even if it's only $1, I feel like $1, like, I don't know. For me, it's just, you know, the thought that counts. You know, Tanya came up, gave us $1 and some cough drops, which are useful. And, you know, that's all we need. But yeah, no, I think the holidays overall, as bad as that night ended, I'd say it was kind of a net positive. I'm not gonna lie. Like, Olive and Millie are together now. They're living together now. Like, they're happy together now, relatively so. A little bit more than usual. But, like, again, I think the holidays was, like, definitely a net positive overall. I found a penny on the floor today, and I was so happy about it. It's not about the amount, but about the moment. Exactly. Like, listen, the fact that people still find joy from finding pennies, like, I've definitely gone to the store a few times and seen someone, like, get super ecstatic over finding, like, a penny or, like, a nickel, and it's like, it's just a good moment. It's just a good vibe. She's so darn resilient. Yeah, exactly, Undyne. See? Hey, Tracy, you're right. Undyne does, in fact, agree. There's that word again. It didn't really bother me much back when everyone was practically a stranger, but nowadays it's really starting to grate.
Do you call her that around Millie? Caprice, I mean.
Course I do. The two are at each other's throats. It's a show of solidarity.
You should probably stop.
What's this about all of a sudden? Did the family get-together make you turn heel that quick?
Whether intentional or not, she's doing a decent job of pressing my buttons. It's a real struggle to not start raising my voice.
Okay, look. Caprice screwed up, or maybe she didn't, I don't know. But even if what she did made things worse, the point is she was genuinely trying. They both were.
What'd she do exactly?
Oh no, we have to explain this. Good times.
Doesn't matter. Either way, the point being that the names aren't helping as much as you think they are.
Tanya remains silent, eyes firmly focused on the floor beneath her.
It'll be fine, eventually. They'd had plenty of scuffles. What's another piled on top?
I don't know about that. This one felt different. Millie ended up storming out of the house afterwards. Was out all day and the day after, too. When I finally found her, she'd been drinking.
A wince from Tanya. This one not really intentional on my part.
That's probably my fault, huh?
Hmm?
She allows herself a deep breath before continuing. I started this conversation sort of frustrated, but I really didn't mean to get her to a state like this.
Those two started arguing before Millie was drinking age. I'd pass her a can every now and then when she went on one of her rants. A friendly enough gesture, right?
Yeah, but I see where you're coming from now, Tanya. Who names their kid Olive? That's pretty screwed up. How dare? Olive is a great name, especially when you realize that their mom's named August. It just kind of like fits together, you know? It works very well. How dare? Exactly, Tracy. How dare? They're just asking for them to be bullied. No, Olive's a great name. Well, granted. I was going to try and bring up an example, but all the examples I could bring up were Oliver's or Olivia's. Except there was a movie about a dog who wanted to be a reindeer, and I loved that movie growing up, and their name was Olive. So my point still stands. August is the loveliest person. What a wonderful mom. How dare you, Flowey?
Eventually, her birthday rolls around, and not long after, I take her out to my usual place after a particularly bad spat. She's flat on her face less than half an hour in.
That's all? Checks out so far in my personal experience.
No biggie. I drive her home since I barely had anything at that point. The runt, Caprice, acts concerned, helps her in, thanks me for getting her home, the typical stuff you'd probably expect. All's well that ends well. And then it happened again after a bout with her folks. Caprice is a lot less understanding that time around. Then a third, this time with a little scrape on Millie's knee from a small tumble she had. Nothing she wouldn't be able to walk off. Still, Caprice would have woken up their entire apartment complex with how much she was screaming. Wouldn't surprise me if she did. Millie stayed sound asleep, though, of course.
Who would be named after a plant so stupid? Wait. Oh. You know, Flo, I'm glad that you at least have, like, the ability to self-reflect on that. Not a lot of people have that capabilities, so I respect that a lot in you. Okay, Tanya's decent. You know, Tanya, she did her best. She thought she was doing what was right, you know? Well, there's that mystery wrapped up. The fact that Millie never actually caught wind of why Caprice acts the way she does around Tanya shows an impressive amount of restraint from all the involved parties.
Since then, I've just let her crash at my place when she goes too crazy. Easier to do that than deal with the yelling.
Yeah, makes sense.
I don't know how I feel about all of this. Caprice's anger, Tanya's good intentions, Millie in general. It'd be easier if there was a single element to point to as a source of everyone's woes, but it just doesn't exist, no matter how much I try and reach for one. Well, that's what makes this entire story so far, like, really good, is that it's just a bunch of people all trying their best, but again, everyone's just kind of, like, not doing what everyone else actually needs.
Anyway, guess it's about time to hit the road. Sorry for barging in. Don't let me keep you from your shivering.
She pushes herself up from the armrest, reaching up to pat me on the shoulder as she makes her way to the door.
Don't worry about it. Feel free to drop in whenever.
She gives a weak smile before closing the door behind her, leaving me alone once again. It's freezing, but maybe a short walk wouldn't be the worst thing in the world right now, once Millie gets back, assuming she'd still be up for it. And I've had a sneeze that's needed to come out for, like, the past 5 minutes, and it's just refusing. I hate it. Isn't that just life? Exactly. Well, that's what I think, like, makes the story feel so genuine, is once you... Because, like, that's, like, kind of, like, something, like, I think about a lot, is, like, seeing a lot of people who have, like, arguments and, like, fights, like, about everything, and once you hear, like, everyone's sides of the stories, you, like, realize that in a lot of situations there aren't, like, really bad guys in each other's lives. It's just a lot of people who can't, like, who are trying their best, who can't communicate, like, as well, who want what's good for everyone around them, but doesn't realize that just because it's what they think is what's right, essentially. How would you know? You know, Flowey is experienced. I could believe that. Also, hi, Mr. Mo. Yeah, Mr. Mo's finally here. Look at the... Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, no. Wrong thing. Back. There we go. The absolute king, the unit, the beast, Mr. Mo is finally here. I've been waiting all stream to see him.
Didn't you already eat?
Don't believe his lies. If he tricks you even once, it'll be months before you get any peace.
Oh, stop! Stop that! I didn't even know he could open his eyes. That is awful. No such thing as bad guys. No, hang on, I don't mean that. I don't mean that. There are bad guys. Just not everyone always, not every situation has a bad guy is more what I mean. Okay, yeah, he destroys me. Oh yeah, no. Mr. Mo would just roll through Undertale. I don't, Papyrus, Undyne, Asgore. I don't care. I don't care. Mr. Mo flattens everyone. I mean, he destroys everyone. Doesn't flatten. He's a king. He's built. This is thickness, not like anything else. It's the good kind of thick. You know what I mean? Heather is a bad guy. Yeah. See, exact. So she's the one bad guy. Everyone else is just doing their best in life. I was gonna try and be like, well, yeah, but Heather's the bad guy, and we love her for it and hate her for it. But then I was like, well, that still means she's a bad guy, though. So, you got us there. Mr. Mo stares up at me, his eyes wide as saucers. He stretches out his body long enough to knead at my socks before rolling over onto his stomach.
You look so hungry, though.
Look how cute he is. Big boned, exactly. It's like queso, where as soon as he lifts up that shirt, it's nothing but pure, unadulterated muscle. You know what I mean?
He ate.
I'm wasting away.
You're doing voices for him?
Oh, thank you so much for that. Getting rid of that stupid tyrannical miss. At least it's a cool name. I think, what was it like? What orifice name was the last one? I think I like that one better, but this one was still a good one. I still need to do stuff with that. No, the word you were looking for is bit jerk. Yep, exactly. That's the word we were looking for. Exactly.
I just need a little extra wet food to make it through the night.
Olive.
Sorry, buddy. Looks like she's willing to let you starve.
Doctor's orders, Mo.
How could you say no to this face, though? Come on. How could you? Likely Banivator. Yeah, Twitch, you don't say. I don't even, like, I don't know. Considering that all likely Banivaders have just been bots, I feel like at this point we should just ban them. Okay, this is fun. I see why you love this game. Exactly. See, this game is the best. I love it. It's so good. She jingles a small toy in his direction, a red shrimp filled with catnip, and a bell tied around its tail. It hits the ground with a feeble chime. I banned them. The message is just not going away. Oh, really? Over on my stuff, it went away. Oh, yeah, it's not going away. But it also removed the link, at least it looks like. So, you know what? Job well done, Tracy. Let it shrivel up and cry. Flowey, how could you say that about Mr. Mo? Mr. Mo only deserves the best. How dare? Mr. Mo stared at the toy for a solid minute before making a slow, pathetic leap at it. His attempt at swindling a second dinner forgotten.
You can't be such a pushover with him. That's why he's, medically speaking, rotund.
How dare you, Millie? How dare you? Especially, you don't need to say it with that voice.
I won't go against his diet plan. Don't worry.
At least it didn't show up on stream for what it's worth. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And, like, again, as long as, like, if anyone comes back to this, they won't be able to click on the link, so that's good. Also, I don't like the way you said rotund either. Was that a Lorax reference? Yes, actually it was. You know, it might have been. I wouldn't be surprised. The Lorax, specifically the Illumination movie, I believe it was who made it, is one of the biggest things in our culture, so.
I will feel extremely bad about it, though.
Millie gives a resigned sigh.
Me too. But as his parents, we have to be strong.
I'll try.
Mr. Mo completes his hunt successfully, laying on top of his toy and purring loudly in the corner of the room. See, Flowey, if you try to fight Mr. Mo, that would be you. You'd be the red shrimp that he's laying on.
As his parents, huh?
I look at the low, fast asleep, his paws completely hidden underneath his blanket of fur. Millie shifts next to me, adjusting her braid and laughing, color reaching her face.
Sorry, was that weird to say? I just meant since we're both taking care of him and living together and dating.
Her face lights up with red, and she flexes her fingers slightly as she mutters under her breath, counting.
We've jumped ahead a lot of steps before we've even, well, anything, haven't we? Sorry, ignore my earlier question. It's definitely weird.
Oh, whoa, why? Hang on, that scared me. I accidentally had the mouse too far over, and I clicked on OBS. Hang on, let me pull everything back. That's the wrong thing. Hang on. Whoop. There we go. There we are. I can't deny he's destroying me before I can say howdy. As long as you're self-aware. That's all, again, all that matters. Again, you can admit defeat when you're beaten. Oh, so they are dating. Yeah, just, you know, just a little bit. It started very recently.
It's fine. I don't mind. At all. I was just thinking it's cute.
Cute?
What do you mean before we're even anything, though? We have been dating for a few months.
Okay, well, hang on, Olive, you can't say that after I just said that you guys just started dating. That makes me look like the liar to the people who don't have context. That's so rude. What did you do? I just accidentally clicked on OBS. I didn't mean to do anything wrong. I'm sorry. It was a mistake. Well, I like that olive expression. I didn't remember it. No, this is great. This is amazing. I'm surprised I haven't seen this as like a reaction in like any of like the discords or anything. I love it. Are you talking about the game or what you talking about? What do you love? Or are you loving the idea of Flowey fighting Mr. Mo and losing? Is that what you mean?
That doesn't count. I mean, like, well, we've been living together before we've even been on a date. A proper one.
I'm gaining my heart back. That is what these games do to you. They do make you start feeling emotion again. In all of our escape plans, Billy had mentioned a lot of dates I was taking her on. To the zoo, to the movies, to a book signing event, even more obscure places like an espresso tasting tour. It seems silly in retrospect that having a traditional romance was part of our whole act, yet neither of us really seemed to care about it. At least from what Millie's told me, it's just something that she thinks makes a good story. Still, may as well do things the right way, little steps at a time. Game? Okay. I just want to make sure. Well, time to rip it out again. Hang on. If you give it enough time, the game will also do that. You just gotta be patient. Millie blinks, surprised by my sudden introduction of plans for the evening. Butterflies flip in my stomach. The ability to say romantic things came easily when it was pretend, and has remained natural now that it's real, but the sudden, overwhelming shyness is impossible to power through. I instinctively adjust my glasses just a little too long to hide my face.
Oh, not that I don't want to, of course, but we don't have to do this tonight just because I brought it up.
It's not just that. I want to have a date with you. I just realized I should have suggested it earlier.
A smile finds its way to Millie's face. She leans back against the counter, tilting her head to the side as she thinks.
Where should we go then?
I glance at the clock on the wall, its hour hand creeping closer to 4.
Probably be hard to get any last-minute reservations now, huh?
Not that we could afford anywhere fancy anyway.
Fake dating was really the best in that regard. Your dad must have thought I'm loaded with all the nights out we had.
So yeah, no, that's simply why you don't go on dates. It's just simply too expensive in this economy. I biologically literally do not have a heart as I'm a flower right now. Okay, yeah, but you can like, unlike most flowers though, you like speak and you throw magic around. So I wouldn't be surprised if you had a heart in there though. You're not the most typical flower, you know? Have you tried looking for it?
Maybe we could do something here?
Here? In the apartment? Are you sure you don't want to go out anywhere or anything?
Sunflower also speaks kind of. You see, and like, I fully believe that Sunflora has a heart. I think that all grass-type Pokemon do have a heart. So maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. But I do think that they all do have one. Even if their anatomy doesn't make sense. Granted, except for like the ghost grass types. Like Trevenant and Pumpkaboo, they don't count. Because they're dead. They don't have hearts. Even Morlul... yeah... I just think that one's dark. I mean, heart is dark. It still has one. It's just one filled with evil intent. So, I forgot. I don't look in my insides. You know, that's fair. I don't look in my insides too often, too. It's like a monthly kind of thing. But yeah, again, I think even one with darkness in its heart still has a heart, and that is what Morlul is, so... I love the relationship. No, I do too. Listen, this might be a weird way to gauge it, but the way I gauge a good romance is by how lonely I feel while reading or watching it. And gosh, does this make me feel lonely. So I think it's a great relationship. So Molol is the small one. You're thinking of Shiinotic. Oh yeah, no, you're right. I still agree. I don't think you can turn into Shiinotic without darkness already in your heart, though. So I think my point still stands, so... Driftbloom is my second favorite Pokemon. Is it for child stealing reasons? Is that why it's your second favorite Pokemon? Or is it for a wholesome reason? I just need to get the vibe on it.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I'd love to. I just figured you'd be more into, you know, bigger things.
Fake girlfriend Millie's tastes are a lot more expensive than mine. It's way harder to argue with someone who has plans to go out than it is to ask them to put off a cozy movie night.
I guess I was a little bit off. Still, a cozy date night sounds like a dream.
Then, at least let me prepare dinner for us. It's finally our first date. What the readers have been waiting for. I have to set the tone for the rest of the story and all
Olive,
that.
stop speaking directly to me. You know that this is what I wanted this whole time because I said it like 3 times. Possibly. I refuse to elaborate. I'll take that as a yes. I'll take that as a yes to what I said.
Oh? You're such a romantic.
Millie fixes a stray piece of hair in the same movement, looking herself over. Her brows knit together before she quickly bounces back to the present, giving me a heart-skipping smile.
Well, I think I'll take the opportunity to go get us some refreshments. See you in an hour or two?
Sounds perfect.
Millie begins gathering things, flitting from one shelf to the next as she grabs small trinkets she left around the apartment. From her phone to her wallet to her keys, she bounces to and from, putting them into her pockets. In the meanwhile, I start rummaging through our fridge. Insert communism meme. Trying to put a meal together in my head as I go. I hear Millie give Mr. Mo pets and tell him not to beg for any scraps while I'm cooking. After that, she leaves, the absence of the sound of the door locking, reminding me once more that I need to get her a key. Pulling out a selection of ingredients from the fridge, I get to work. Squirtle is number 1. That's a valid number 1. I think any of like the Kanto star, like as basic as they are, they're such valid picks though. And granted, I can't tell anyone that they're basic because like all my favorites are just like the evolutions. So I'm so basic in that regard. This is making me realize I kind of paced the events in STH a little too closely to TwoFold lol. Well, listen, when it works, it works. So you know, you just keep going with that. The aroma of garlic, onion, and bell pepper wafts throughout the kitchen as vegetables complete cooking in the splash of seasoned olive oil. The shrimp cooked on the side just in case swim in a mixture of lemon juice and salt, their color already a beautiful pink. She's listening to your mic. Oh, just because you don't know this, Olive actually goes by they, them, I believe, so that's just what they go by. But yeah, no, they are definitely listening to my mic, so what happened to me? Oh my gosh, see, you're following the R in our fridge. You're nailing it perfectly. I just realized that no one else can, like the Twitch side or anyone else can't see. Reaper's now, you know, feeling a little, a lot of community right now is how I'll put it. I dumped the fettuccine into the colander, set up in the sink, ducking my head away from the steam as it billows up. Mr. Mo yowls in protest at my feet, the scent of seafood reminding him of how he's only eaten 3 bowls of food so far. Only 3 bowls! Oh no, my king is starving. The food sizzled with renewed vigor as I put the leftover water and noodles into the vegetables, stirring it together as I moved the pan across the flame. I seasoned the food all together once more, adding a bit more lemon juice as a final touch before covering the pan with a lid and turning the heat down low.
Whew.
Oh, it's way funnier if they don't know. You know what? True. I shouldn't have explained anything. Should have just left it vague for them. As confident as I am in this sort of cooking, the only other person I've tried cooking for, really cooking for, not just as a job, has been my mom. Even then, it's usually the same few recipes that I already know she enjoys. For Millie, this is kind of a leap. A mindful one, I hope, but a leap nonetheless. As much as she's commented on wanting more seafood and how much she loves pasta, it's entirely possible she's not a fan of shrimp or bell peppers or even lemon. Listen, a good shrimp scampi never goes wrong. Except for some reason, I'm not like allergic to shrimp, but whenever I have a shrimp scampi, it doesn't matter from where, it makes me horrendously ill. I don't know why. I'm back to look, it's wait, hang on. That's the third change. Oh, hey, wait, Reaper, has your new mask arrived yet? Has that come in? If I were to bastardize it in comparison, it'd be like TwoFold, except Highway Blossoms with a tiny, tiny hint of Heart of the Woods. They say you create art after things that inspire you, in all fairness. Yeah, no, exactly. As you go through anything you make, you're like, oh wait, here's a tiny little bit of this from that, here's a little bit of this from that. Like, definitely. As long as you're not like, I think it's okay to, like, wear your inspirations on your sleeve as long as you're not, like, blatantly, like, ripping stuff off. You know what I mean? Like, let's say in your story, if suddenly you were like, hey, yo, wait, is that Zion the National Park here hanging out with us? I'd be like, okay, well, now you're just ripping off at this point, so... I don't have in my current PFP save, so now I'm going to have to retake that picture. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I'm 100% not... Exactly, like, just from what I read of it, it's like... It's completely your own thing. Like, at most, you could say it's inspired by other things, but it's so very well your own story. But I so picture Hannah's voice as Amber's. Hey, but that's like, you know, when I'm reading or, like, anything, I always picture the voices as, like, a character from a show or, like, a movie or something like that. So I feel like that's pretty valid. As much as she's commented on one... Oh, wait, we read that part. Still, my gut says that she'll like it. In a move completely unlike me, I've decided to trust it. I wiped the sweat off my forehead. The setup was pretty quick, taking me less time than I expected. Checking my phone, there's no word yet from Millie either.
I wonder if I still have those candles Mom left.
I'm sure I have something to decorate with. Despite my mom's best attempts to get me to brighten up the place, I've been storing all the trappings into the hall closet and promising to get to it later. Better now than never, I suppose. Reaper, why were you a communist? Flag? What are you talking about there, Flowey? I don't get it.
I did my best,
don't know.
Mr.
Well,
Mo.
see, yeah,
you
nothing
think?
was going on with Reaper. So enlightening. So enlightening. It was for the R. Yeah, no, I know. Listen, we were just playing it off. We were trying to make Flowey feel like the crazy one here.
Thanks.
The placemats at the table are definitely spring themed. You know, to be fair, it is a little harder for you guys to tell what's going on between the two chats when YouTube, again, is just hidden, so... The placemats at the table are definitely spring themed. Pastel flowers and sun rays adorning the entire design. The candles are some cheap tea lights my mom left for me for the holidays last year, and the only plates I have look lifted out of the early 80s. See, the only plates I have is just paper, a single glass plate, and a few plastic ones. I'm living the high life. The fairy... Oh, dude. Okay, I was completely inspired by Aspen from Please Be Happy, because her room was the first one that, like, I heard, like, descriptions of, like, fairy lights strewn around the room. In my bedroom, I have just a wall of fairy lights, and it it feels like such a good, cozy vibe. It feels like it's Christmas like year round, and I love that. Hey, you tried to gaslight me? B, you assume I'm not already crazy? Listen, you can always be crazier. No one's ever said that you have a limit on that, okay? Yeah, I can't read the YouTube chat. Well, exactly. That's why you not understanding, like, what was going on, like, completely makes sense, because it's just, like, half the conversation's just hidden from you. Crazy. I was crazy once. I have a friend who quoted that so many times that, like, whenever anyone else says it, whether it be like a YouTube video or like in a different conversation with a different person, it like causes a tiny little twinge of pain in my brain as I think of them. I think it's like trauma of a kind. Oh, things look awesome here. Let's go. I don't have time to change my mind about it. Millie's familiar rhythmic knock sounds from the door before she enters. It's unlocked state the norm for now.
I'm home.
Welcome back.
I turn around, and to my surprise, a bespectacled, Ayo, she looks so classy in the glasses. Let's go. Glasses gang, rise up. For me, it's when people say massive. Just anything massive. Was it Ratsukare? No. I mean, Rat's one of the people that I'll be watching, and and it causes the pain. She said it so many times during the Bellflower relay. No, for real. She said it a lot. Like, I just remember like an Elden Ring stream of hers one time, where it was just that for like 2 or 3 straight hours, and it was incredible. But no, it was a friend, like an IRL friend, who, it was like years ago, would just say it once a week, like consistently for like 2 or 3 years. And now it's burned into my brain. I feel bad for bringing it up, but I'm glad she had fun. No, for real. Rat's so much fun. That's why whenever they're live, whenever she's live, I always raid into her, because I'm like, listen, y'all are gonna have a good time. You're gonna have a good time with Rat, so. Low taper fade. Wait, you know exactly. You know, I'm just simply not cultured. I don't think I understand what you mean at all, actually. I turn around, and to my surprise, a bespectacled Millie closes the door behind her. She self-consciously adjusts her glasses when she meets my gaze, quickly breaking eye contact and darting her gaze towards the floor.
Those contacts have been giving me a headache for ages. Figured now's as good a time as any to make a change, even if I look dorky.
Millie, how dare you? You look incredible with glasses.
Dorky, huh?
Listen, for anyone out there, if you need glasses, don't worry. It's just an objective upgrade to your appearance. I would know. With an exaggerated frown, I remove my glasses and turn them over in my hands, as if contemplating their destruction. Oh, Olive, no, please. Please, put the glasses back on. You don't look bad without them, but again, just a downgrade. True, see, exactly. Raid, you say? Speaking of raid, this video is you know, if I said that, I think I'd technically be in like legal trouble unless I specified that it was a joke. So I was gonna finish it, but then I was like, you know, I better not. All of you look naked. No, for real, it looks wrong, and like the slight fuzziness that was added is not helping. Millie smiles. Maybe? It's hard to see, and swipes them from out of my hands before placing them back on my face.
They look a lot better on you.
I see. What a shame. Guess I'm just a dork by nature.
That's true, but you're a great kind of dork.
You know that's not what I mean.
At least I have Mr. Mo. He would never criticize me.
Mr. Mo could never criticize anyone. He is too loving. They are a massive dork. Exactly. The biggest dorks around.
I assure you his meows at mealtime are not very kind.
She turns to the table and places a brown paper bag on top, unfolding it in one smooth movement. It reveals 2 slices of cake, each with glazed strawberry and vanilla buttercream. Oh, that sounds so good. Dieting sucks. That sounds incredible.
Ta-da! I brought dessert. They're from a bakery by my dad's shop. I couldn't let you have all the fun putting our date together.
It's probably one of those occurrences where you are always used to someone wearing glasses. Oh yeah, no, for sure. It's like, especially if you have like somebody who like has like a beard, and then one day they just shave it all off, and it's like, oh, for most of my life I've known you without the beard. Because I'm so used to you having the beard now, your face just looks tiny, small, and naked without it. It's gross, you know? Keep the glasses on. Yes, please, please. Naked baby face, exactly. Like my brother usually always has a big old beard on. And again, grew up with the guy. So I'm used to his face technically without the beard. But he's had a beard nonstop for the past couple of years. But on occasion, he will shave. And he just... This is gonna sound so mean. I tell him he looks like a naked mole rat. that makes me sound so awful to say about someone. But listen, that is... I hold up a picture of Rufus from Kim Possible next to him, and I can't tell the difference. So, you know, he keeps the beard, and that's how we all prefer it. The mouse sounds like sibling behavior, exactly. If that wasn't my brother, would never do it. But, you know, I already had dinner, but she's making me hungry. Dude, same. As she says that, she does look around the room, her eyes basically shining as unimpressive as I thought it was. Millie exhales a content sigh.
You really went all out, huh?
I wish I could do more. Can I take your jacket?
Actually, could you turn around?
Oh? Why are you asking Olive to turn around? Yeah, so it's so weird when someone's like goes, oh my gosh, yeah, no, when someone with like, especially if it went from like a full, like a friend I have had to go on like a religious, well, he didn't have to, he chose to go on like a religious mission. And he always had like a huge, like curly, like huge head of hair. And then he had to like do it very shortcut. And I just looked at him like, oh, you're not the same person. Wow, you're so mean. I know, I'm just the worst, for real. It's just, listen, when you're used to someone's look, it's just wrong. Like, imagine me without the glasses. That just wouldn't make sense. Does he notice? Do I notice what? What am I not noticing? Well, that's alarming, Flowey, especially when it's coming from you. Dirty mind, dirty mind. What do you mean by that? Listen, it has nothing to do with what Millie just said. All right. Nothing bad's gonna happen.
Huh?
Just for a minute. This is all so nice and thoughtful. At least let me have this.
My heart leaps out of my chest. At least I'm not the only one thinking something like that. My heart leaps out of my chest. How am I supposed to react to that? I forget how to speak. Instead, I manage a stiff nod and turn around, closing my eyes for good measure. I hear the sounds for jacket buttons unclipping, and realize as she moves over to the coat hanger that she must be wearing heels. After a few more moments of shuffling, she clears her throat.
Okay, ready.
Oh my gosh, she looks so classy. That's amazing. Oh my gosh. Of course you didn't. Listen. This is way better. I can speak. This is way better than the first thing that crossed my mind. Look how classy she looks. Millie smiles before me, her eyes lighting up with the reflections of the candles on the table next to us and the string of twinkle lights above us. Women pretty. Listen, also in my defense, some people might not know this in the prequel game. There were definitely some explicit scenes in there, so I was like, oh my gosh, am I gonna have to... Well, you had to like download a patch for that, but I was like, wait, am I about to have to blur any of this off of stream? I hope I don't. But again, this is way better. Her eyes lighting up with the reflections of the candles on the table next to us and the string of twinkle lights above us. Her braid is twisted slightly, resting just behind her shoulder in a loose bundle and framing her face with a few loose strands.
I'm really excited for our date tonight. Thank you for setting it up for us.
You're gorgeous.
Just saying what we're all thinking.
Olive, thank you. I stopped home to... Well, I just wanted to...
Seal official. Am I late? You're never late. As long as you show up, you know, you're on time in my book. She blushes, shaking. Also, hey, welcome first time chatter. Seal, is this the same famous Seal from the YouTube chat? Oh my gosh, switching sides. How are you doing? If you are a different person. No. Well, listen then, how are you doing? On a scale of 1 to 10, how's your night been? What we thought it was way better. Worse, met worse. Yeah, sure. Whatever you say there, Flowey. She blushes, shaking her head and slightly squeezing my hands.
Shall we?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not specifically the dress or her hair or even her glasses. As Millie is before me, it's the air of confidence and comfort that I've never seen that is making her so beautiful. There's a comfort and relaxation to it all despite all the occasion. I think and hope Millie feels it too. As romantic as the night is, something about being able to share an evening together so intentionally and together is more importantly than any other reason. I pull out a chair for her and sit across from her at the table. Without further ado, I serve our plates, and we have our first dinner date. Suddenly Olive, I feel like, is very underdressed for this. Bro, you left us, says Flowey. That first time chat made me jump thinking he was a bot for a split second. I'm so happy to be wrong. I had the exact same reaction. As soon as like because for me it shows up as like a pink box. I'm not sure how it shows up. Hang on, let me see how it looks for you guys. Yeah, okay, it is the pink box too. As soon as that like popped up, I was like, oh gosh darn. I was about to be like, hey Tracy, could you get that? Thank you for not being a seal bot. Ha, I'm a bot. All right, Tracy, get rid of Seal. Get him out of here. They're a bot. Yeah, how could you leave us alone in YouTube, Seal? Listen, you're never alone here. Even if you guys are cut off from each other, you still have me as I'm like the avatar between YouTube and Twitch. So as long as you guys are here, you're never alone. I just need to like be the bridge for you guys. The pink box for me too. Yeah. That's how it looks. But again, it's the scariest pink box because it's usually just a bot. Wow. Yeah, Reaper, what's up? Yeah, Dark is like the translator / portal between both communities. Exactly. And sometimes I mess up, but you know, I do my best. I pull out the chair for her and sit across from her at the table. Without further ado, oh wait, we read that part. Yeah, never. Listen. I always try my best and screw up sometimes. I'm not too big to admit that I do mess up. L, message redacted. Hey, I saw that.
I'm so full. That was amazing. Thank you for cooking.
It was my pleasure. I definitely overate too.
We share a small groan and laugh. The outside air is refreshing. Cold, but not insufferable. After eating our weight in pasta, Millie suggested we walk it off. That's the best thing to do. For if you're ever feeling too full, just go for a walk. It helps get your body like digesting all the food you just ate. So if you're feeling like bloated ever, just go for a quick walk. They're so Yuri, and that's so based. I just felt like saying, wow, you know what? Fair enough. Yeah, Flowey saying the same. Fair. They're Mr. Moing out of their minds. Yeah, Mr. Mo say they're like, oh, so you guys can overeat. You can have the dinner and the dessert and everything, but I have to starve and waste away if you feel too full. Listen, yeah, exactly. If you ever feel too full, to just go for a walk whenever you need that emotional break. The night is filled with lights from leftover holiday decorations and street lamps, and yeah, it's like we're the only two people in the world.
So, how's everything?
Twitch delay is far less than YouTube's. Wow. Yeah, no, again, that's why I was like, if it's ever getting too bad on YouTube, then hop on over to the Twitch, because currently, YouTube is struggle busing really hard. And YouTube's also, like, for those who don't know, YouTube just in general is less optimized for streaming, so even under, like, let's say you have both of them at, like, the optimal settings, YouTube will always be just slightly behind Twitch, basically. Feed the cat? No, don't. No, we're not. We can't feed the cat anymore. Doctor's orders. Yeah, that's why I prefer purple platforms. Yeah. Listen, I used to be a big not to get on Twitch's bad side. I used to be a big Twitch hater, but it is pretty nice when it comes to streaming, specifically for like latency and everything like that. It's so much more caught up. For videos, VODs, YouTube clears. For streams, it's Twitch. Exactly. Like, that's why I do stream on both, because definitely, like, not only are like their audiences only on both, so I'm like, you know, I don't want people to feel like they have to watch on Twitch if they want to watch these streams. I want it to be open to both. But for having VODs and everything, because Twitch, until you're an affiliate or partner, Twitch deletes your VODs after just 2 weeks, whereas on YouTube, it's just up forever until you decide to delete it, and that's so nice. Because I've definitely, from some things that I had to stream only on Twitch for specific reasons, some things are just lost. They're just gone to the aether. They should migrate here, at least until you get affiliate. You know, yeah, if you guys want to help me get to affiliate, if you want to migrate on over to the Twitch side, I would not be opposed to that. You need an average viewer of 3 or more. Yeah, which is always, not to turn this into a huge Twitch and YouTube talk, but for anyone who is like looking to get into content creation of any kind, over on Twitch, you need to hit 4 achievements before you can get affiliate, and you have to have them all at the same time. And for a lot of people, even people who have like over 100 followers, the hardest one is always the 3 average viewers, because it really does just go like from like the beginning of your stream to the end, it averages that, and then across the entire month it averages across like everything. Like, I think right now I am at 2.97, so I'm 0.03 away from having the final requirement to get affiliate. And again, for a lot of people, just because it's really hard to have 3 people on average in your streams at a time, that's always like the last hurdle. No, like even for people who are like way bigger than I am. So yeah, if you're ever getting into it, just be wary of that and try to get around it and everything. Listen, back when I streamed, this was my biggest hurdle. I never got affiliated. No, it's a huge struggle. Like, as I've like, you know, been getting into like the Twitch and streaming and everything, I've like made friends who are like content creators, and for them, like, it's always the average viewers. They'll get everything else super easy, super fast, and it's just that one. I was sucked into the trap of Twitch. YouTube fellas, don't fall for it. Seal, how dare you? No, don't tell them to go away. It's a good trap. You want to fall into this one. I only stream on Twitch. And again, that's like very valid, because again, to keep, we'll continue down this rabbit hole slightly further before we get out of it. One of the, because they both have like advantages and disadvantages. I forgot I can't delete messages here. But for a lot of people, like, okay, so on YouTube, that's where like there tends to be bigger audiences, so you'll see a lot more growth there. But on Twitch itself, you tend to like, there's a significantly smaller barrier to entry before you start like getting like, you know, paid for anything like that. Like with YouTube, you need to have like at least 500 subscribers and I think 1,000 hours of watch time in the last 28 days to get like any kind of memberships or anything like that, and then 1,000 subscribers for ad revenue. Whereas on Twitch, again, you just need, I think it's 8 hours. Wait, no, I think it's like 10 hours, stream for 7 days, 50 followers, and the 3 average viewers. So it is a significantly easier bar of entry to start getting paid on Twitch. But on YouTube, you will notice a lot more growth just because audiences tend to be bigger over there. Anyways, sorry for all that. Just a little content talk. Wow, I feel so lonely. I have YouTube chat open, don't worry, lol. See, Seal is over here being based and being on both sides. See, you'll never be alone, Flowery. And again, even if you ever feel alone, just look. Twitch, all the Twitchers are up on stream just for you. So, not that I care. Yeah, you really don't sound like you care. Don't mess up, I got you. Otherwise, you'll get in trouble. Only 3 hours. Is it only 3 hours? Hang on. We can look it up really quick. Twitch. And then we can get back to the Yuri. The reason we're all here. At least the reason I'm here. Let's go to Creator Dashboard. Analytics, achievements. Okay, so it's 50 followers, stream for 8 hours, stream on 7 different days, and an average of 3 viewers. So, oh, that was meant as a question. Oh, okay. I thought you were like saying like, no, it's actually 3 hours that you do it for. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's like way easier than I thought it was. But yeah, no, it is 8 hours. But yeah, no, regardless, anyways. Everyone else is annoying anyway. Flower, you're being such a tsundere right now. Oh my gosh. I tried to scratch my shoulder. That was an accident. Wait, what happened? What did you do? How is that an accident? That was meant as a question, lol. Don't worry about it, haha. What if you delete this message as well? What if I did? What is Seal, do you like having all your messages deleted? Is that just like your thing? Is that what your vibe is? Because, you know, I guess I won't judge it, but I guess I'll have to begrudgingly respect it. But anyways, back to the Yuri. So, oh, Olive already said that.
Is that an attempt at small talk?
Only if you want it to be.
Uh-huh.
She giggles, walking in a bit closer to me. I extend a hand to her, which she takes, swinging it between us with each step.
Well, I don't know if I have a single word for it. It's like at Christmas when I saw the painting. Everything that was held together like a house of cards just sort of collapsed. Everything that's happened after, you finding me, us moving in together, and now our date, it feels like it's building back up.
I deleted one of Seal's messages because I wanted it to be deleted, then I you accidentally deleted the next one, because I knew about the first one, and so I was like confused what you meant by like the accident that happened, and I was like, what? Bet this won't get deleted. Bet this won't be deleted. Everyone's just fiending for it now. Small talk is lame. We need big talk. I'm terrible at small talk. No, for real. Like, I think it's just everyone's nightmare, the idea of small talk. So that's why you have to be like the one who initiates it and turns it into big talk. She pauses long enough for me to be unsure that she's going to continue. In the distance, the plaza lights are coming into view, filling the horizon with a warm glow.
Can I ask what you mean exactly? Oh, what's being built back up, I mean.
Stability, I guess.
She looks up towards the sky. I follow her gaze, trying to see whatever she sees. The stars aren't really visible. They never are, not here. Only a few bright ones manage to peek through the pollution of light and clouds, and the rest are airplanes or radio towers flying by.
Ever since my mom passed, I've always felt unbalanced. Like I was this close to falling one way or another. She was my rock. Every morning we had breakfast together, every night we read together, and then one day she was gone.
Oh no. Hey guys, we're probably gonna get to the heart being ripped out, so Reaper, you're about to get your wish. Like about politics, just our arguments to annoy others. Okay, so I wouldn't go that far. Politics is a very touchy subject, but you could do it in other ways, you know? Oh gosh, this is terrible advice. Don't use this one. One of my friends, she said that the way she'd get over small talk with people is she'd ask, what's something you're so passionate about you'd wrestle me for it? I don't think you should go with that one, but it's an option. It is an option. It's just the first thing that came to my mind. Hey, great weather out, huh? Yeah, you see, that's definitely the way to do it. Darn it, Flowey, you almost said something smart. Flowey was so close, infinitesimally like far away from saying something smart, and then just veered at the last second.
I didn't know what to do or who I was, except that I wanted to be a writer someday, so I focused on my education. I poured all of my heart into my schoolwork, even though, honestly, I'm just not very good at it. It's only through hours and hours of hard work and tears that I am where I am now. It's why I was drawn to you.
My pathetic performance in school was a positive?
It was endearing.
No, not exactly. I know what it's like to feel like everything is crashing down, and so much of this doesn't come naturally. It's a lot. But I always had caprice. Honestly, if you'd chosen the art club, you might have been in better hands.
No, I doubt it. Millie, you're gonna be hard to beat. It's gonna be a sad day going to Caprice's route. I'm sure it's gonna be amazing, but it's not gonna be the same.
I never imagined you would struggle with that kind of thing.
It comes in waves. It was really hard in middle school, but I managed to find a way to power through. Even when I didn't want her to, Caprice had been pushing me forward, helping me study and still find the time and energy to pursue writing.
But then the engagement happened.
Exactly. I felt like I had made a terrible mistake because I realized just how much I had relied on her. I love her, I do. She's my sister, whether her parents got married or not. I wish she understood that, but she either can't or won't. But Olive, with you, I feel like we're in this together. I helped you get through writing, sure, but that's all it was. All of your accomplishments are still your own. I felt like I owed every single one of my own dreams and successes to someone else. Do you get what I mean?
Wait. I keep thinking Capri-san every time I... yeah, every single time you hear Caprice's name. Yeah, I can see why her name would remind you of that, just a little bit. Okay, but consider this to cheer yourself up. Millie and Haley Yuri. Stop. That... again, we just need more Haley content. I'll take it in any way. There, all of his non-binary. Oh, Caprice, her, lol. Yeah, exactly. Hey, smart is opinion-based. Intelligence doesn't matter. That sounds like something that a non-intelligent person would say. The story is about to make me cry for some reason. I'm such a crybaby. No, you're in good company. The last chapter almost had a couple of us tearing up already. So again, this is a safe space to cry. Correction, epically failed. Can Flowey and I get a single gender right? Hey, listen. It's all right. Again, as long as, like, you know, wait, hang on. No. Well, Flowey said no. Never mind. It's gonna be like, you know, as long as you're like okay with us being like, yeah, no, like it's like they go by them or like Caprices are her, you know, like, and then like you're okay with that, like that's fine. But Flowey, no, we cannot. Okay, so Flowey is very against it. Granted, I feel like that's just because Flowey is trying to be contrarian right now, so. I felt like I owed every single one of... Oh, wait, she said that part.
I think so. In a way, at least. I don't think... No. I know I couldn't have passed this semester without you there. But I don't think that was a bad thing. You were there when I needed you. I felt relieved when you asked me to help you get some space once in a while. It was like I could finally return the favor in some way.
No, I meant I can't correctly identify their gender first. Okay. I thought you were just trying to be a contrarian, and I was like, oh, okay, whatever. But that makes a lot more sense. I felt relieved when you asked me to... Why do I keep trying to go back and reading what they've already said? The plaza is quiet. A dusting of snow is falling, melting as soon as it reaches the ground. I try to read her expression. Her eyes are warm, but that lingering sadness I've come to know has returned. I want to backpedal, to tell her that she'll never need to worry about owing someone else anything, but... It's not true. I owe so much of where I am to her, to my professors, to my mom.
We're supposed to help each other. That's all I mean. Your confidence and energy, finding yourself, that makes me so happy. I just still want you to be able to turn to me, because I love you.
I'm not easy to have as a partner, you know. I need time to work things out, to think them through. I don't always know what I want.
I'll wait for you. I hope you believe me when I say I love you for who you are. I love you enough to trust you'll tell me when you're ready.
My heart skips in my chest at the thought. It's easy to say, but I understand what she's coming from. It's scary to allow yourself to be loved, especially when it requires effort and inconvenience. But through Millie, I've come to understand that having someone you love burden you is a gift. I want her to rely on me. I want to rely on her too.
Is dating me what you want right now?
I tried to ask this delicately, to make sure we came together at a tumultuous time, and I want her to know more than anything that it's okay if she feels otherwise.
It is.
She responds softly, but the dedication in her words leaves no room for doubt.
I love you, Olive. I want to think about everything we've spoken about. But I at least want you to know I'm very happy spending our time together like this. I'm happy with you.
I'm happy with you too.
Can I,
Yes. Whatever you're about to say, yes. She stops herself, glancing away. The giant holiday tree behind us illuminates her with a golden light.
Can I kiss you?
Let's go! It's finally happening! Well, technically, again, it kind of happened at the beginning, but that was like a not real kiss, question mark. What if she asked, can I punch you? You know what? I'd say yes. Her unfinished question finds its way to me. She turns to me in surprise, then nods, color reaching her face.
Please do.
Oh, let's go. Are we gonna get it? We're gonna get a CG for it, right? Oh, let's go. I feel her lace her hands together, the hands we've been holding for each other all this time. I cup her face with my free hand and she leans in, our foggy breath mixing in the space between us. A proper kiss. The idea rings in my head. My lips reach hers in a movement I've been thinking about ever since our encounter in the library, and with our connection, she squeezes my hand in hers. Our first date comes to an end. Even if I don't have all the answers or know exactly what tomorrow will bring, I know we love each other. That's more than enough. Let's go. I'm not sexist. No, I didn't think you were actually sexist. I just thought you were, again, being contrarian. So I have full faith in you to not be like that. So how did you know? I just felt it. I felt it deep in my heart. Wait, hang on. What? I don't think that's very healthy. Hang on. Still, yes, I want to be punched. I love pain of everything, including myself. You know, again, but that's like... I can't technically judge you. This is supposed to be a safe space, so if you love that, then you like that. To be fair. Anyways, I wrote a poem that is somewhat accurate of this scene, except for the characters, of course. Oh, really? I didn't know you... Are you like big into writing poetry? Also, I'm so sorry. There's something about like streaming that makes me get like so thirsty, and as opposed to the rest of the day. It's probably, you know, the fact that I go from not saying anything to talking nonstop and just yapping. But yeah, no. Do you write a lot of poetry? It's not something I like the feeling of pain. Wait, I think can you say that again but different? Can you say that again, but differently? Also, there's a paragraph up here by Tracy that I want to read. Given the nature of Undertale and Deltarune, pronouns are important to get right. Back during the Deltarune first showing, the people playing kept referring to Chris, the protagonist, as he, and Toby Fox kept... Yeah, no, exactly. Like, I think especially when it comes to, like, fictional characters, like... and, like, well, when it comes, like, pronouns... Like, one of the... Granted, this is just from my opinion, but as long as you're, like, okay, like, being corrected on it, I feel like that's good. So it's like, absolutely super important to, like, get the pronouns correct, but, like, like, people just need to be able to, like, be okay with being corrected, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, don't get offended if someone, like, corrects you on it, is what I'm trying to get at. Anyways. Yes, poetry is a niche of mine. That's awesome. I've never been, like, too... big into poetry. It has to be like something like really good, or either that, or it has to be like by someone that I understand. Like a friend of mine wrote a poetry book, and because I knew them and like understood like where they were coming from with a lot of their poems, it helped me connect to it a lot easier, essentially. So I was able to enjoy it a lot more. But outside of that, poetry is never... It's like the one form of writing that I'm not too into. But that's really cool that you write it, though. That's pretty awesome. I misgendered Olive on my first playthrough because the dialogue choices I chose in the prologue led to 0 mentions of their pronouns, almost as if I were avoiding them. That is unfortunate. See, that was one of the things that I had already like. One of the few things I knew about TwoFold going into it was that Olive was went by they them, so like I already knew that going in, so I'm glad that I never had to worry about that, right? Because you'll be able to connect with it from a special perspective. Exactly. And if I don't have that like special perspective, then it's like harder for me to like enjoy poetry specifically. Poetry is okay, I just don't like reading. Well, okay, Flowey, you can't just... Don't you come from a game that, like, listen, the difference between a visual novel and Undertale is like hardly even a line. Like you have to like really look for it to find it. It's just a visual novel that sometimes you click buttons for. But even those clicking of buttons like in the fights are, at least in like our experience in the route that we're doing, is to just to get to more dialogue. So I don't know if you can say that. Snow covers the ground, but the weather feels pleasant, relatively speaking. At the very least, it's warm enough to warrant an early morning drive, so I wasn't too surprised when Millie originally pitched the idea. My concerns rose slightly when she grabbed her mom's journal on the way out the door, and then again when it became obvious where we were going. Junebug comes to a stop off the side of the road, puttering as her engine comes to a rest.
We're here.
I don't like reading. Oh, okay, is it just specifically books? Because to be fair, books are made from trees, which are like plants and stuff. So I guess that would be like a little hard for you. But no, I like Seal. I'm a huge bookworm. Like I think last year, not even counting like visual novels or like manga or anything like that, I read, I think it was like 45, 46, something like that novels. So it was a good year in my reading, in terms of reading. Well, now you made me read. Well, now you made reading books worse for me. Well, you did enjoy it already, so I don't think you're gonna do much of it. We hold hands as we slowly make our way across the bridge, both as an act of intimacy, as well as a means to share our warmth. In Millie's other hand as her journal clutched tightly. Around the halfway point or so, she releases my hand and turns out to the horizon, leaning against the railing after gently brushing some snow off into the dancing lights on the water below. She does the same for a portion of railing beside her, and I take it as a silent invitation to join her. She turns to me and smiles as I take my place beside her, but quickly turns her attention back to her book, tracing the star on the cover with her finger.
Sorry for dragging you out here. I've been thinking.
She takes a small breath to give herself the energy to finish her thought.
Well, there's an entry in Mom's journal I'd really like to share with you, and I wanted a clear head to do it.
She turns once more to me, asking for consent to continue with her eyes.
Are you sure?
More sure than I've been about a lot of things recently.
She continues to stare at me, and it's only for a few moments. I realize she's waiting for a confirmation. I oblige with a small nod, and not long after she pushes herself up from the railing before opening her journal to the page she had bookmarked.
Page 61. When it's time to let go.
Oh no. Oh no, this is gonna tear out my heart. Seal is the only one who knows what Flowey is saying. Again, listen, I do. That's why I read them for you. But Seal is the only one only one of you guys who is aware of both sides. I heard tracing and jolted back into reality instantly. Is it because of tracing footsteps, the main theme of this? Oh, is that what you meant by you heard tracing, like the song start? Because did it? Whatever. My brain. No, because of my name, lol. Oh! That makes a lot more sense. That's valid. Wait, what's the thing with Millie's mom? Is there something I should know? Yeah, see about that. Her mom passed. Tracy. Did it say how old Millie was when it happened? Wasn't she like pretty young when her mom passed away? It's been, that's like the main like source of conflict is, yeah, she was very little. So that's been a big source of conflict, is that Millie feels like her mom is getting replaced in her and her dad's life with everything that's going on. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, exactly. That's why when we're at page 61, when it's time to let go, I'm like, oh no, don't do this to me. I'm going to cry.
I've left a lot of hopes and wishes for you in these pages, but this one is extra important. Sometimes in your life, and sometimes soon, you'll realize that things that once made you happy simply don't anymore. When moments like this happen, I want you to know it's okay to let go. In fact, you should. The longer you hold on to a long-faded feeling of joy, the more you'll start to tie it to the bad feelings it's giving you. So let it go. Let it stay a happy memory, locked in time. Revisit it whenever you want. Just remember that building new experiences on top isn't the same as burying it, okay?
A content sigh leaves her lips as she finishes the final sentence. Her eyes never once leave the page, though.
I wrote a response to her here at the bottom.
What'd you write?
I could never move on from you.
Oh. Did she ever write back?
She shakes her head, though. The movement is so subtle it barely registers as such.
I wrote it after she left us.
Oh, Millie. Every part of me feels compelled to do something. Grab at her hand, pull her close, anything to narrow the distance between us in this moment. Instead, nothing. I stay locked in place, and she hers.
I've read every page of this front to back hundreds of times. I could recite every word of hers by heart. These past few days, though, I find myself revisiting this entry, time and time again. I've read every word, but registered almost none of it, really.
She finally turns her gaze back to me, smiling sweetly. Where I expect to find sadness, I find none. Her face instead reflecting a kind of peace I don't think I've ever seen her show. I want to respond, but find myself just as paralyzed as I was before, not entirely sure where she had intended to take this. The silence doesn't seem to faze her, gently closing her journal before digging into her coat pocket for her phone. She pulls it out immediately starts tapping away with her one free hand. Not long after, my phone starts buzzing in several small bursts. Millie looks at me expectantly, and I hesitantly check on my phone as well, a feeling of unease overtaking me as I wonder what I'm going to be met with. Hell, everyone, I'm sorry for the lack of communication lately. I've got to make an announcement. Oh, are we shutting it down? To make regarding the writing club. Our next meeting is scheduled for this coming Thursday, and it'll be our last. Thanks for understanding. I hope to see everyone there to send the club off. My heart, originally stuck in my throat, drops deep down in my stomach. The club, in my time knowing it at least, had always been in a dire situation, but I wanted to believe we could make it work. She deserved that at least.
Millie, you don't have to.
It's okay, Olive. Really.
She joins me back on the railing, completely unfazed by the bombshell she herself just dropped.
The time between the last meeting and now has been the happiest I've felt in a while. And I've been thinking a lot about if it was worth trying to keep it going. I've decided I think I'm ready to let go. Of this, at least. It's time.
Time for depression. Look at sorry, I kind of forgot about you guys over here in the chats for a little bit there. Look at the tiny Millie. No, she was adorable back then. I'm feeling happier instead. No, like especially when like it comes to like letting go of people and like needing to move on from them so you can like keep them as happy memories in your heart. Like that is truly so hard to do, but it's also such like an important lesson. Like you don't want their memory tainted by how you're feeling about them, and it goes that way with everything obviously, but like I feel like at least when her mom was writing it, you know, it had other implications. Yeah, they are happier. Well, time for my heart removal surgery. Yeah, sorry, that didn't really rip it out the way you wanted it to. She, hers, like the pronoun. Wait, oh, I feel nothing. Do it then. Flowey, how could you? Your comments on my other screen are the only reason why I'm not crying right now. See, I was like, I don't know if you guys could hear my voice, but I was like getting like choked up there for a little bit. I was like, even though it's like she's like talking about like how she's trying to move on with her life, I'm like, no, these feelings are hitting too close to home. Like letting go and letting those like memories stay happy instead of like rooting them. It's like that, it hurts a lot. So I was like struggling a lot to like get through that. Whoa, bridge. It's okay, let it all out. Listen, I held it back for now. I held it back for now. But listen, again, if the time ever comes, like, when I was reading Please Be Happy, there were a few episodes where I was just straight up crying while reading it. So if that happens, I'll let it happen. Your voice didn't have the same end rate as it usually did, so I assumed you were getting choked up. Yeah, just a little bit. Again, if I ever do just start crying on you guys, I'm just gonna keep going, and we can all acknowledge it or whatever. But it's gonna happen eventually. I saw your model's mouth open wider. I saw your heart break. That again, it is a weird position because it's like technically like a happy scene, but it's just wrapped in like nothing but like misery and all these sad implications of her needing to let go of things she loved to be happy again. You can't say depression without deep. Exactly. See, Flowey, you do have feelings like that. Bittersweet. Yeah, bittersweet, melancholic. They're like, yeah, it's just like that, where it's by all accounts a good thing, but it's still hard regardless. I grip at the railing, even as my fingers protest against the freezing steel.
I really wanted it to work.
At this, she takes a small step towards me, close enough to have our shoulders touch.
I know. Thank you for believing till the very end. It means more than you know.
She nudges my shoulder, prompting me to meet her eyes.
I know this is the right thing to do, and I feel good about the decision right now. But I know the day of is going to be tough. I hope I can count on you then as much as I have been lately.
For the first time all day, I know exactly what to say.
And every day after.
She breathes a quiet laugh, nods her head, and leans in for a kiss in response. Wait, why is that actually a bar, Flowey? I go over to YouTube to compliment you, Flowey, being like, hey, look, see, we all appreciate you here. Just to see, I don't believe in you, Millie. How dare you be like this? Millie deserves nothing but your utmost faith. The clunk of the lock is the only noise in the hallway as Millie closes the writing club room for the final time. Heather didn't bother to show, and Darren ducked out after giving his condolences and saying his goodbyes. That leaves just the three of us.
Well, that's that.
Execution by weed killer. You know what? Yeah. So, sorry, Flowey. This is the one time, Reaper, you have full throttle to threaten tonight. After that one, don't take it too far. We still got to keep it family friendly enough. But yeah, no, you can threaten away now. Her delivery is as empty as the building we stand in.
Sorry, Millie.
Me too. Really thought it'd be able to limp along another semester at least.
No, it's okay. It was the right decision. Thanks for sticking around to see it off.
An elongated sigh immediately betrays her words.
So, what now?
I'll just keep my head down and focus on my classes, I guess. Not much else you can do with less than a semester left.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Tanya fidgets in place, trying to find a proper response to our defeated answers. Sorry, Twitch. I just looked over at YouTube and I just see Reaper there getting ready to throw down. That's awesome. Tanya fidgets in place, trying to find a proper response for her defeated answers.
Well, you know what they say. Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. Or whatever. How about we go out somewhere? My treat.
You sure you can afford that out of the blue?
Not like my day-to-day life is luxury living. Splurging every once in a while is easy enough.
It's okay, Tanya. I just appreciate you showing up.
Come on, let me do this at least. Please.
Guys, just take Tanya up on her offer. She's offering free things. Take it.
You've already done more than enough. Don't worry.
Tanya's entire demeanor was off all day. She was unusually active during the meeting today and even offered to help tidy up the room before it got locked up. It's becoming increasingly obvious why.
I don't...
I'll be back. Well, have fun with whatever you're doing. We'll be here for whenever you want to come back. Sprinkles with weed killer. Yeah, there's currently murder happening in the YouTube chat, so some of us will be here when you get back. Tanya scratches the back of her neck in frustration, searching her brain for anything to move the conversation forward. Eventually, she finds them, but breaks eye contact with Millie in the process.
Millie, I think I owe you an apology.
Oh?
Tanya, you really don't have to.
Sorry, but she needs to hear this.
Tanya steers her previously unsteady gaze upon Millie.
I've been doing you dirty for a while, and honestly, the truth is...
She takes a deep, soothing breath, then lets it out.
I really, really don't care about writing.
Well, yeah, we all knew that. You didn't hide that very well. Just plucked it. It's also free. Yeah, Flowey, what's your response? Millie and I are both at a loss for words. All the buildup and stress, all for something so menial. More news at 11. Exactly. It's like, yeah, I don't think any of us thought you did. You never really acted like it. Despite the long pause that followed her revelation, Millie and I never seized on the opportunity to respond. Not wanting to let the silence hang, Tanya continues instead.
But Millie, I really, really care about you.
The two of them stand there, staring at each other outside of our empty little club room. Tanya holds her gaze, fighting back the cracks in her voice. I don't think it's honest to call it menial. Not anymore. Not to her.
I know.
Millie doesn't move an inch, save for the new smile on her face. Even still, that's enough to send a shock to Tanya.
You...
We've been friends for years now, Tanya. It wasn't hard to tell your heart wasn't in it.
I'm glad that Millie did actually know. And she's just like, yeah, no, I'm just happy that you're here supporting me because we're friends. And that's what, like, friends do and stuff.
I should be apologizing to you. You shouldn't have needed to stay for my sake. I'm sorry.
Or apologizing for it, that also works. Millie deals the finishing blow with a hug. Tanya stands there, helpless, her arms raised awkwardly, unable to return the gesture.
What? No, this isn't supposed to... The club is gone, Millie. Everything you worked so hard for,
It's done.
Yeah, you should hate me for it. I could have done more. I could have cared harder. I could have...
Been there for me? Stood up for my sake when no one else would? Tanya, you did everything a good friend would. The rest of it wasn't on you. Just being there was enough.
The mighty Tanya, always with her hard drinking and calloused hands, finally returns the hug.
I'm sorry it ended this way.
What can you do?
Millie shrugs, letting the years of struggle she put into the club flow right into her back, right down her back. Blah blah blah. I can read. Not because it doesn't hurt and won't continue to hurt, but so she can prove to her friend that she'll be okay somehow. Tanya breaks from the hug to take a much needed rest against the wall.
God, that was corny. I'm whipped.
You're telling me. I had to watch all of it.
Oh, hush, you two. Pick a better time and place.
Aw, how sweet. Shame I just ripped my heart out. Well, hey, now you have a reason to put it back in. Also, he'll probably resurrect for next stream anyway. Okay, so you got him. You got Flowey. Sorry about that, Flowey, but you had it coming. You dissed Millie. Tanya cracks a smile that only I can see, then scrapes away any leftover signs of vulnerability from her face.
Anyway, offer's still open. We should grab a bite to eat if you're feeling up to it.
Sounds good to me. So long as Millie's on board.
Well, how am I supposed to refuse after that?
Then we'll throw a party that'll put the art clubs to shame. A final hurrah to celebrate all the good we managed to wring out of our little club while it lasted.
Millie doesn't reply with anything other than a nod, but her smile is noticeably larger than before.
I drive by this little diner now and then that's in a hollowed out trolley car. That seems like it'd be your kind of vibe, Millie.
And just as quick as it arrived, my smile vanishes.
Vetoed.
What? Why?
I plead the fifth.
As it turns out, the diner in question happens to be one of my favorites. You have my vote.
Looks like you've been outnumbered.
With my head hung low in defeat, the three of us make our exit, the chatter amongst ourselves livelier than normal. That was awesome. That was just a sweet scene. We're getting hit with a lot of the... It feels like we've... The chatter, that's us. Listen. All the chatters are right here on the screen. They're all here. Wait. That is us. Hang on. No, I deserved it, he said from the grace. Yes, you said it from my grace. Grave. Hey, wait, Flowey. How did you like The Weed Killer? Was that good for you? Are you planning to finish tonight, by the way? Finish the whole thing? Are you how much is well, maybe don't answer how much is left, but would it be manageable to finish it tonight? I guess, like, because that's like a vague and that's like a kind of vague of like, if it's short, that means I should finish it tonight kind of thing. But if you say no, that it's manageable to finish it tonight, then that means that there's still a lot left. So I don't technically know how long it'd be. In quote or in parentheses, no. Depends on your definition of manageable, lol. Okay, so I'd take that as a no. So we'll probably try and finish it in the next one, especially if like we're like, because I'm assuming that you're asking that because we're like semi close. So very painful. Listen, Flowey, this all could have been avoided. You just gotta be a sheep, fall in line, and love Millie. That's all you had to do. But yeah, no. So we'll probably finish it in the next stream. So that'll be fun. You deserved it. The vitriol. Let me second check real quick. Okay. Yeah, cause I just gotta reinstall the game. All right. We probably won't go too much further tonight, just because this just feels like a good place to end off for the night. But really quick, well, Tracy. Well, actually, no. It kind of depends, cause if we are really close, then we'll keep going. If it's not close, then we'll end there. How does that sound? Very painful. I'm so sorry for your pain, Flowey. But it's, how many people can say that like a murder happened live in their chat? That's crazy. And we're also gonna have a resurrection live in our chat tomorrow if Flowey actually resurrects for that. That'll be wild. Also, that's crazy. If it is close and we're able to finish this tonight, we're probably gonna finish the first route of Undertale tomorrow, aren't we? Because we're also going to be doing that also around the same time that we started this today. Hopefully a little bit sooner. Hopefully I won't be called to talk about Latinas and I won't get distracted by stupid stuff on Twitter and Blue Sky so that we can actually like, play and like get through it all. Cause like, don't spoil anything for me. But like, it's like what? We've got like Asgore, and so we have Asgore, and I know about the Spider Girl because of the song. So it's like, we have very little left when it comes to Undertale. You're 100% finishing Undertale next stream? Awesome. And then for that, should we do a pacifist stream second or genocide route? Because we basically just did a genocide route, sans Ice Cap, as long as we don't count them. Sorry, not sorry. You shouldn't have gone in the way of my knife. But a genocide route would be very, very different from the run that we just did, because we've spared. We haven't even killed any of like the you know, like the random enemies outside of one, you know? Geno? Okay, so a dead Flowey is voting genocide. And obviously we'll talk about it more tomorrow too. Just to make sure we get like everyone's votes for it. Because I kind of feel like that might be a good way to go about it, is just like see what you guys want to see. Because I'm honestly like good either way. And I feel like the genocide, does a ghost get to vote? Yeah, I don't discriminate against the dead, you know? I think that everyone matters, even if you are a spirit. That's why I say good night, and I ask the ghosts for... Why did I say... That's why I say good night. What? That had nothing to do with what I was going to say. That's why I get the opinions of all the ghosts in my house before I do anything. Oh, so you're saying pacifist. Okay, so that's 1-to-1 right now. Okay, but we'll see. Dang, and also the YouTube chat, I mean, the YouTube stream is struggling. The more we go, the worse it's struggling. That's so sad to see, but it's fine. That's fine. But yeah, no. So we'll just kind of put it to a vote tomorrow. I'll probably actually throw up like a poll on screen at the start of next stream just to see what people want to do. Because I feel like the genocide route, we're just going to blow right through it, you know? Just because all the stuff, like in the fights, the thing that's taking us a while is trying to figure out how to not hurt anyone. Whereas... we'll just be able to stab people, you know? On the genocide route, we'll be able to just kill people, get swole, kill more people. Because even up to the Papyrus fight, we were still dealing like good damage to him in that fight at level 2. I think I killed YouTube along with Flowey, my bad. Well, hang on, no. In your defense, it was already struggling like before you murdered, so I think you just kind of like finished it off, if I'm being honest. Because yeah, no, I've just been slowly over the course of the stream watching the bitrate for it just slowly go down. If I put like a pie graph on it, it would just be like a very shallow slide. Double kill, let's go. You know what that did up the amount. Shouldn't take... Wait. Are you saying that about the genocide route, or how much more of this we have? Because those are two different things. I mean, I feel like we'll just blaze through it like really fast. Granted, no, about me to check. Oh, okay. Cool. Because like with the genocide route, the only thing I know about it is that we fight Sans at the end. And don't spoil nothing else about that. That's the only thing I know, is that we fight Sans at the end. But I've heard that he's like a Dark Souls-esque boss where it's like impressive to beat him on your first try ever. And it's like and with how bad I am, it's bound to take us like 30, 40 attempts at it. I could imagine it being an entire stream unto itself. So I feel like it'd just be like easy breezy up to that point. So impossible to do. Thanks, Flowey. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I appreciate it deeply. Listen, you're gonna be shocked. You're gonna be so shocked when I roll up to box Sans and we just win. You're gonna be... Listen, Flowey, if I beat Sans first try, can we just do like water under the bridge between us? We can be friends. Would that be valid? You know, we can put like the hate behind us if you don't know his attacks. To be fair, do I know his attacks? I know he shoots lasers. And he's got to have some kind of bone in there, you know? That because Papyrus did and they're brothers. That's also when he's gonna have like the blue eye. And yeah, I know like nothing about how Sans fights. The only thing I've seen is when he does surround the thing with like your box with his laser skeleton heads and fires on you. That's the only thing I've seen of that fight. Sorry, this is taking so long. I was just so sure I had a save file. I just forgot I binged it all in one sitting. That's valid. And if it's too much of a hassle, like check it. Like if your stuff's taking too long, we could just plan to finish it next week. Especially since next week, again, it'd probably just be as soon as we do. Oh, I'm almost there. Okay, I believe. Faith. Bet. All right, let's go, Flowey. I can't wait to fail this bet. I can't wait to square up with Sans, and he's just gonna body bag us for a few hours straight. I'm 1000% sure of that. Because, like, you guys have seen how horrendous I am at video games, and Undertale has been truly no different. So I don't expect to be able to beat the hardest boss with it, like, at all. I do expect it to be like an all-night kind of thing. But we'll see. to be fair, at least with like Sans, we can like grind and stuff if I'm struggling too much, you know? One of the perks of it being an RPG is that if I'm bad at it, I can just get stronger. So that's always a plus. Whereas more like all week, oh, great. It's reasonable to finish tonight if you can stay up just a little longer than usual. Dang. Then we should call it there for tonight. Just because sadly I do have stuff that I need to do in the morning even before I go to work, and that is hard. But yeah, no, we'll call it there and we'll finish this next week. But yeah, more like all week. Thanks, Flowey. We'll see. We'll just have to turn Fighting Sands into an event. But thank you all so much for coming by tonight. I had a great time playing TwoFold with you all. I'll see you again for then. Yeah, fair enough. Well, yeah, exactly. I want to be in like a right state of mind when we're like finishing it, and if I get too tired, then I won't be able to enjoy it as much. But again, I'll see y'all tomorrow for Undertale around the same time to finish our first route. So with that being said, I'll see all you beautiful people in the next one, and I want to send you guys over to Hime doing a writing and reading stream. Let's go with that. They always have some good vibes going on. So when I send you guys over, just be nice and respectful. But yeah, with that being said, I'll see all you beautiful people in the next one. Bye-bye. I always forget that it takes an additional couple seconds to hit the raid button. That's fine. Not awkward at all. Anyways, good night now.